particular camera, we'll try it that way. One camera wants to act goofy. Always that one. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and make this happen one way or another. Today's a rough start. Man, I'm having a rough start today. Anyway, let's go ahead and give it a shot. So now that we're live on all platforms, good evening, CGOG Kush, CBOG Kush. Good to see you on Substack. We're going to be talking about some statements coming from our commander in chief himself, leading to the question presented here, which is: are we giving up on Iran? Are we giving up on our objectives in regards to the Iranian conflict, war, excursion, whatever term they're giving you as of late? Whatever term they're giving you as of late, there is so many moving parts to what is happening in Iran that it is hard to keep track in regards to what it is, what it's called, and what is the goal of our troops in that region. The just the mere goal of what we're trying to do changes with every interview in regards to President Trump. Literally changes with every interview. Sub 5 says, "I'll see you on the battlefield when the draft happens, handsome." Well, I don't think there's a chance of that happening for the simple fact that I'll come up with bone spurs. But no, in reality, the draft starts out at the age of 18. And then when they don't have any more 18-year-olds to draft, they go to 19, 20, et cetera. By the time they get to my age, it ain't much of a country remaining. I don't think there's ever been a war in history. Well, I was about to say I don't think there's ever been a war in history where that has happened, but I'll take that back. I believe in Germany, after what happened with Hitler, they were short on men in that country. They literally were taking so many folks to fight on behalf of the Third Reich that Germany started running short on men. So I suppose it could happen if things go that bad. But looking in the comments, handsome conservative, good evening to you, sir. Says, not for children. Well, I'm out for your local liberal. What do you mean, not for children? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean by that, not for children. Are you saying because I actually always check off that our lives are not for children. We say that all the time. Because if listen, there's swearing here, we discuss adult issues, et cetera, and YouTube wants you to let them know before you go live whether your live is suitable for children or not. None of my programming is suitable for children, so I check everything as not suitable. But looking in the comments, this is a repeat of the first Iran war back in 2025. Perfect phone call with Putin the Christian. Well, the first conflict, they allegedly obliterated Iran's nuclear ambitions back in the summer last year. That was just a quick overnight thing, was it not? I mean, this has been going on for almost 2 weeks. So I think there's a significant difference in regards to it from that aspect. But anyway, continuing on with the program, I do want to give you guys some clips. We always have to discuss a few things in regards to why I'm asking the simple question is, are we giving up on Iran? I'll give you the reason why I'm asking it. I know we're still at war. I understand we're still bombing the hell out of Iran, but I'm going to ask the question of, are we giving up in regards to what we plan on doing? This is President Trump, assuming all of my equipment works right. Let's see if this been having a hell of a time getting my equipment to work. And thank you for the galaxy there. It said sexy something. Didn't see who sent that, but thank you for the galaxy. And apparently I'm not going to be able to play this clip right away because my computer's acting up. But I'm going to save it for when it comes, because I do want you to hear that. But looking in the comments real quick, fake MAGA. What is a fake MAGA? Is there a difference between real MAGA and fake MAGA? How does that work? Fake MAGA. What, maybe perhaps rhinos versus what you guys view as real Republicans. I don't know. What the hell is fake? Somebody referred to me as fake MAGA, I guess. Puffy's mind threw you off your game, and that's my sis. Oh, okay, CB OG Kush didn't know that. Yeah, the name is what threw me off. The name is what threw me off. So, I hate my computer's acting goofy like this because I'm not going to be able to play this clip. Anyhow, the purpose of the clip, and it don't look like I'm going to be able to play it at all. The purpose of the clip was President Trump suggesting that the Iran war would be over soon because there is nothing left to target. Nothing left in Iran to target. Now, remember, at the beginning of this whole thing, President Trump. Okay, well, we work it. I want you to hear it.
As it turns out, more than that, but 2 levels of leadership gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you talking about days?
I think so.
Okay, and with respect
very soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are 2 levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But 2 levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
So with him saying that the war will be over soon because there's very little to target, I see somebody even in the comments, Stevie D said we set them back a decade on their big military stuff. Well done, President Trump. Well, we were told the goal was to take out their nuclear program and regime change. Regime change so much so that President Trump said he wanted to be involved in who they select next. That hasn't happened. They put in the Ayatollah's son, who is considered by most as more radical, further to the right, more radical than the Ayatollah that they assassinated himself. President Trump has had no part whatsoever in who they put in to replace the slain Ayatollah. So if we simply suggest that because we've blown up enough stuff, as Trump is indicating, it's time to leave, is that actually a victory? Is that the goal was regime change? Now all of a sudden it's, well, we've blown up everything we came to blow up. Now let's leave. Obviously, the Ayatollah's son is not going to work with the West at all. Not going to be friendly to the United States or Trump at all. You killed his dad. You killed his mom. You killed his wife. And you've slain his, I believe, daughter or son. That's the guy we're going to leave in charge in Iran and walk away suggesting that what we did there was victorious after indicating we wanted regime change. So I'm asking you folks, are we losing in Iran? Are we not meeting our objectives? Or are we just simply giving up? Keep in mind, while Trump is saying that the war should be over soon, the Strait of Hormuz is not open. And I believe there are ships on fire in that body of water, in that strait. So Iran, President Trump threatened that if Iran laid mines in the Strait of Hormuz, there would be a violent response. Iran ignored that and went ahead and laid mines in the Strait of Hormuz. So are we giving up? If we leave under the guise of, well, there's nothing left to target, while the strait is still closed and the Ayatollah's son is in power without Trump having any input, does that constitute as a win based on what Trump originally gave as our objectives there? How does that work? So I do want to talk to you about that. And in addition to that, I don't know where the hell this one came from. Now, we played you the clip yesterday or the day before and the day before. We played it on a few shows where President Trump was asked about this school being bombed. You may have heard this in President Trump's answers with Hegseth in the background.
The United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hegseth? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran. We think it was done by Iran.
Can
Because they're very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by
Okay, so now it's come out. I think it's safe to say most of the free world, including many citizens of the United States, do not believe Iran targeted their own school full of young schoolgirls. But when it came out that there actually was a Tomahawk that bombed the school, the next question became, how could Iran bomb their own school with a weapon from America? This is something President Trump stated that has certainly became more topic for fodder, because once again, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and he was questioned on it.
An American missile strike and a Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I
for
haven't
that strike?
seen it, and I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they had more, but whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a Tomahawk is very generic, it's sold to other countries, but that's being investigated right now.
You just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a Tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation, but Tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have Tomahawks. They buy them from us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that.
Now, he just made that up. He was trying to somehow, some way suggest that Iran used the Tomahawk to bomb its own school. He just literally made up the claim that Iran somehow, some way has a possibility of obtaining Tomahawks. Like we haven't sold any damn thing to Iran since the Iran hostage scandal back in the late 70s. And I'm thinking with a fair bit of certainty, Tomahawks were not even invented yet. So we haven't sold any weapon systems to Iran well before the invention of Tomahawks. So this is a blatant attempt at lying that backfired right there on the scene when you see the reporter asking him, why are you the only one in your administration indicating that Iran may have Tomahawks? Now, he tried to use the same excuse he used when Hegseth was asked, did they bomb their own? Well, I'm hearing about this from people. Folks are saying this. This is very similar to, well, folks are saying that they were eating cats and dogs. When you don't have a real answer for the lie you're making up, well, people were saying it. Obviously, the next follow-up question would be, who was telling you that Iran had Tomahawks? Your Secretary of War is not even saying it. So who would be telling you that they had their hands on Tomahawks? The fact is, he got caught in a lie. It's as simple as that. He's caught in a lie, and I don't think there's anywhere to go with that. But we'll talk about it. It's something I wasn't even going to discuss before the show, but it came out, and I'm like, what the hell would lead him to try to get away with saying something like that? But nevertheless, it is Trump, and that's what he does. Last but not least, you may have heard about this. This is a totally different topic, and I'll start taking callers, and you know how we do. We'll go to the comment section, but I want you to hear this because you may have heard about Kristi Noem before being terminated, $200 million on some type of television ad, anti-illegal immigration television ad. I want you to try this one on for size.
And Pete Hegseth is in deep, deep trouble for $93 billion that the Pentagon spent in September because they had to. It's a shopping spree. Talk about Brewster's billions. Let's just talk about what he spent. $15.1 million on ribeye steak. I do love ribeyes. $6.9 million on lobster tails. $2 million on Alaskan king crabs. God, I'm getting hungry. $139,224 on 272 orders of donuts. $124,000 for ice cream machines, furniture and office luxuries. $225 million total on furniture, the highest amount in over a decade. But hey, Who cares about waste and fraud, right? Doge could have found this, but they didn't. $60,000 for Herman Miller recliners, the nicest chairs on earth. $12,000 for fruit basket stands. Technology and entertainment, $3.5 billion for cable TV services. Didn't we cut the cord a long time ago? $5.3 million on Apple devices, including iPads. $4 million on Samsung devices. Miscellaneous. $98,329 for a Steinway & Sons grand piano for the Air Force Chief of Staff's home. What? $26,000 for a violin. $21,750 for a handmade Japanese flute. What's going on, Pete? We need answers. Why did Doge not look into this waste and fraud? For LA Magazine, Secret Service Sam, out. Samson.
So this guy's an LA Magazine guy. You hear him gives his credentials at the end, but we do have to ask, following up what he said, why didn't Doge catch this? You're firing regular, everyday, average working stiffs, suggesting that they're waste, fraud, and abuse. But this is literally, how much was it? $93 billion in September. They spent $93 billion in one single month. And as you hear a lot of this stuff, this is the Department of Defense, Department of Defense, Department of War, whatever they want to call it. But this department spent $93 billion in one single month. And obviously you hear a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with making us safe or national security. Yet we're passing laws that make it so that someone receiving SNAP benefits or have an EBT card, they can't buy soda or candy with their EBT benefits. But these guys are sitting around eating lobster and buying pianos and $1,000 expensive recliners and shit like that. How does that look? How did Doge and Elon Musk target all of these low-level people, totally terminating their employment, some of them close to retirement, and they'll spend their whole life working for the federal government. And here something like this gets by. $93 billion in a month. If Elon Musk and Doge had caught this type of fraud, they could have saved a ton of jobs. You're firing people probably making $100,000 a year or less. And meanwhile, this is happening at the tune of $93 billion in 1 month. How does that happen? How the hell does that happen? And is it safe to say that the Trump administration has not done any more to curtail waste, fraud, and abuse than anyone else? You're going to get rid of USAID that was feeding and providing medicine to starving children abroad, but yet this continues? This looks bad. 93 billion with a B is what I'm hearing, Scott. 93 billion. Now, some of that is for, military equipment and things like that. But you hear the rundown here of purchasing food and things like that cost tens of millions of dollars that have nothing to do with actual defense equipment or anything to do with national security. So it looks bad. And by the way, this happened in the 93 billion they spent. That's in a single month. September 2025. That happened in a single month. Yet we're supposed to be finding waste, fraud, and abuse. That is crazy. Now, I'll go ahead and go straight to the box and certainly start taking comments. I just need you guys to tap the screen, get us up to 20,000. Now, I do understand, and I see somebody said this, which is true. Jump said it was at the end of the fiscal year. They had to spend it or lose it. That is waste, fraud, and abuse. Let's say your budget is $50 million per year. At the end of the year, you were able to do everything you needed to do, and you only spent $45 million. So you were able to successfully do everything your department needed to do, $5 million less than what budget is allocated to you. So what you do is you go out and waste $5 million additional dollars so that next budget go around, you get another 50 again. That's waste. That's waste, fraud, and abuse. That means this department has a budget that is greater than they need. They're able to do it for less than what the budget is, but so that they keep getting the same amount, they go out and waste the remaining amount. Just splurge and spend it on it. That is waste. If you're tackling waste, fraud, and abuse, You're supposed to be able to ascertain that the budget for this department is too much. No different than you would look at a poor mom with 2 children and come to the conclusion that we don't need to give her $700 in food stamps. That's too much. Let's give her $300. The kids can eat ramen noodles. You can see it when it comes to the lower folks, but people who are blowing millions, for somehow it becomes invisible. How is that? So looking in the comments straight off the bat, I'm going to need my spectacles. Are we giving up on Iran is what I really want to know. Obama, something Trump on the economy. Oh, you said Obama is greater than Trump on the economy? I get it. If you are still cheering for this administration, you need to get some help. Well, there are reasons to cheer for there are reasons to still cheer for the Trump administration. Border security being one, the SAVE Act being another. If you believe that a bunch of illegals and folks are voting in the election, now it's not based on any actual evidence, but people do believe that illegal immigrants voted in the election. So you would favor the SAVE Act. In the SAVE Act, they also tackle transgender surgery and things like that. If you're anti-trans, you would cheer for that. So there are reasons to still cheer for President Trump. I think that says sexy something there. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Sexy. What you talking about?
What?
This is your TikTok wife. This is your TikTok wife. What are you talking about? I am sexy.
I am married on TikTok.
I'm the one that be throwing big gifts on your ugly ass.
Oh my God. So what do you think? Are we giving up on Iran?
You know what? This is a whole joke. Do you realize that we are the laughing stock of the damn world? They have waste, fraud, and abuse, right? 93 billion.
Yeah.
But yet they couldn't give food stamps to the poor. They just cut people's Medicaid and Medicare, the vets and stuff. Do you see how ignorant the fucking mofos that voted for this shit is? They voted against their own damn interests. You guys are going hungry and shit while they're eating lobster and stuff. You guys ain't going through them. You guys don't go to their damn grocery stores and tell them what not to do with their damn fucking food. That's food stamps right there. That's our damn money.
I'm not going to argue that it looks bad, but I'm going to tell you this, MAGA still remains happy.
Oh, maggots have the damn white cock in their mouth so bad, they go into pretzel sticks for this mofo. Yes, master. They believe everything this mofo says, like it's the orange jam Jesus. If they tell him, if that mofo told him to go jump off a damn bridge, they would. That's how dumb these mofos are.
You don't think MAGA's that committed to Trump?
They're dumb. When I tell you these mofos are done, they're so damn interbred, the chromosomes don't even fucking connect anymore.
I think you're going a bit overboard. MAGA just wants
No, they're dumb, man. What the fuck, man? I never seen some maggots in their life. All up and down that white 2-centimeter cock.
What about the
all up and down it?
What about the notion? What about the notion that MAGA just wants a stronger border and they don't want trans every damn where being imposed on their kids?
Oh, let me tell you something about trans people. Oh, gay people. The 1 out of 3 kids are fucking gay, you numb nut.
What?
Okay? And 1 out of 3 to 4 kids are coming out gay. You know, it's not about, oh my God, who gives a fuck if they gay or not? Half the motherfucking conservatives like it in the ass. Let's go there.
What
so
the? Wait a minute.
Okay, no, you want to get facts? They're so homophobic because half the asses love it. Half the asses like to get pegged and stuff.
No.
Let's bring out the whole damn thing. They just hate what they can't be. They hate because they have to live and they cannot live in their own damn truth. They like, the fucking white tea women like chocolate coochie. Let's keep it a buck. They just don't. They can't go and tell their mamas that, oh my God, I like the coochie. Because you know why? They get shunned. They live in a damn closet. Unlike our fucking asses, I come out and say, I like the coochie and the dang-a-lang. And I like to peg them in. You feel me? They can't do all that.
Okay, wait a minute. You're trying to tell me that a large portion of MAGA are actually LGBTQ?
They undercover. They in the yes.
No.
Let me tell you, guys, they be watching the corn and everything. Don't get that shit twisted.
No.
Don't get that shit twisted. People that are so like that, they hate because they can't be their real self. They cannot be their real selves, and that's the truth. They had trans people. What has trans people done? Nothing. They want to live in their damn truth. You feel what I'm saying? They want to live in their truth. They're not pushing their shit on nobody. But you know who's pushing their shit on that people? The white team.
Well, if Stevie D in the comments says, not only are you wild, he says you have zero morals. No, the thing about it is...
let's go about morals, okay? Let's go about morals. The white team man is the most dangerous human beings on the planet. They unalive people, they rape their women, they have incest and everything else. Who's calling what morals?
But are you not going to give why you're bashing the white man? Do you not give them credit for all the inventions, civilized planet?
They stole a lot of inventions. What are you talking about, Willis? The black man did the electricity and stuff. They stole this shit. They never invented nothing. Go Google white history.
Let me ask it to you this way.
No. Let's Google white history month and let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. It's gonna come nothing nice.
Okay, sir. If you,
I'm not drunk, bitch.
If you, I see in the comments some handsome conservative says, is she on drugs again? But I'll tell you it is.
Oh my God, handsome conservative, you have mommy issues. That's why you don't like women. Let's go there, okay? I got mommy issues. My mommy aborted me. Yeah, she should have swallowed you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't argue with people they need to be swallowed. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think you're bad.
You know what, Tim? Why do we don't have White History Month? Why we don't have that? Why?
I mean, every month is kind of like White History Month, is it not?
No. Why do we don't?
Let me say this to you. You talk about if you wait, hold on. You adamantly stated if you Google white history, like you're gonna find all these atrocities. You do realize that pertains to every group of people. If you Google black history, things we've done in we've cut off heads and limbs and hands too. All cultures have done that.
I'm going to send you some knee pads. You really gog it, huh?
No, I'm being honest.
You're going balls deep, huh? When I go balls deep, at least it's chocolate.
You're making it sound like that whites have a horrible history, but blacks don't.
They're the worst of the worst. Go Google the shit. Who came to that? Who came to unite? Who came to the Americas and did what they did to the natives and to the Mexicans? Who did that? I'll wait.
I'm not going to.
I will fucking wait. Google. See, Google is your best friend.
No, you're not.
Because you'll be fucking around and sucking that cock way too fucking much for my understanding. You feel what I'm saying?
No,
my understanding.
I don't.
Everything else.
I don't feel what you're saying because I'm going to tell you this.
I bet you don't.
Whether
we like the white cock up your ass.
We can talk about a nation like Haiti, where the nation is 100% black, and they just assassinated one of their own leaders 3 years ago.
No, let me tell you something about Haiti. Do you know Haiti was free before our fucking asses was?
I know the story of Haiti. Yeah.
They was ready. And tell me why. What happened to Haiti? The white man went over there. Hello. And fucked it all the way up.
But that ain't
like he's gonna go into Cuba and fuck it all the way fucking. So shut your ass up. Get the white cock out your mouth, okay? Or look what they did to Venezuela. Do you think that's gonna be all nice and hunky-dory? Fuck no. The white man fucked it all the way up too. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted.
You make it sound like Earth would live in a harmony if it wasn't for white people.
If we got rid of the white tea people, the
don't say that. Don't.
People, the maggot white side people, and kept our allies, the ones that are in the streets marching with us, yeah, we're gonna put them in the jungle and let them do their own thing and let them grape their own shit like they did before. We'll be peaceful. It was peaceful before the white tea people came. Why can't we be peaceful now? Because I swear to God, if the white tea people didn't come, the Americans wouldn't have borders.
And somehow you say this, and somehow, some way, you want to convince the audience that you're not a racist against white people. You sound racist.
How am I telling the truth about white tea people? and our allies will come up and say the same shit, telling the truth about white tea people that's being racist. Get the white cock out your fucking mouth. I'll slap you with the black cock. How about that?
You do understand there's a hell of a lot of racist black people too, right?
Oh my God! I mean, you so white. Are you drinking so much bleach?
What are you are you denying that? Are you denying that? Are you denying that?
Yeah, the maggot black people sure is. They like the white tea man. Yes, master. They think that they gonna sit at the white man's table, but no, they slaves. They like it in the ass too. Ouch. You feel what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about the black maggots like you. I don't go on their lives and say, yes, master.
You don't have to be black MAGA to be there are blacks that are racist.
Oh my God, Tim! You know what? I swear to God, that's why you probably got divorced. I can't fuck with a ninja like you. I really can't. You need to get back to your black history and know what the white man did. They will hang you in a fucking tree before they do anybody else, though.
Okay, I'll give it to you this way. Charlie's Angel says the Democrats are all racist, and she has a wonderful way of speaking. I think she is sexually deprived. That came from Charlie's Angel.
No, honey, I'm never sexually deprived. I got chocolate dang-a-lang Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and chocolate coochie, okay? Let me tell you something. I would never touch a white man. Never.
That's racist.
I'm pro-black all day, every day. I'll never sell my brothers out for nobody. Unlike your ugly ass, you'll fuck a white woman and say her coochie tastes good. Like Melania Trump looks like fucked up tore up. And when I say I'll take it for the team, I'll never take it for the team for that. You got me fucked up.
I am going to continue to push back and tell you.
You always going to push back.
I'm going to tell you over and over again that we've seen the spread of Melania Trump during Trump's.
Yeah, nasty.
She does not look bad at all. We've seen her completely nude. She did not look bad.
Dog. You a fucking sock, dog. You a fucking sock a hole in the fuck. So that's what man. I tell you.
What the hell are you talking?
Anything that was nasty. That was nasty. You see my pic right there? I looks good. Like I said, I'm sexy. Okay? I'm sexy.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, and I see in the comments, protect your garden or something says, you may not like her delivery, but she has not lied yet. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Wait a minute. I bet you married a white woman. Where's she at now, though? But where's she at now? I bet you married a white woman. Where's she at, though?
Who told you that?
She got divorced, huh? She probably.
I didn't say any of that.
My ninja turned white on me.
I didn't say.
My ninja turned really white on me. You feel what I said?
Okay, listen.
Let me tell you something. I don't fuck around and find out for nothing. I'll never go Agent Orange and go that way. I can never, because you know what? I remember what our ancestors went through. I remember where they turned the water hoses on us and put the dogs on us and stuff. Don't ever tell me, oh, white people are so goody good. No.
Let me tell you something.
Allies owned what they did, and they tried to use their white tea privilege to go for us. Yes.
While you are playing the world's greatest racist, let me make you understand. Let me make you understand something. Let me make you understand something. The harmony the harmony that we do have in this country, the current harmony or whatever you want to call it that we have in this country, the gains of the African American community, there were an ample amount of whites that helped us in that struggle.
Okay, let me tell you, so that's our allies, you numbnut. You bag of dum-dum. Allies. They came and they used the white tea privilege for the good to help us. Riri, you bag of nut. You feel what I say? That's our allies. I'm not saying that there's no white tea people that won't help us. Our allies, like you feel what I said?
They're flagging
I'm saying
you.
that.
Yeah, they're flagging you. Let me just say this real quick.
I know.
Being from the south side of Chicago myself, I've seen plenty of violence. I've been victimized. I've been part of some of this shit. Not to mention I've hit some licks myself. But I do want to say this. When you look at what goes on in the black community amongst black on black, why do African Americans talk? Why do you talk about white so much when your biggest enemy is somebody that looks like you?
Let's go there, okay? Let's go about the white tea, white card. The pew-pews in all of our damn school shootings. Who was that, mofo?
You
Who
didn't.
was that? Okay, let's go about the shootings in our damn what? Our churches. Who did that? My ninja, who did that? Let me tell you, it's always about black on black crime when it comes to what? When a white tea man says, oh, we got black on black crime. It's pacifically. If you're in the hood, like going to black hood, it's going to be black people, right? You go into white tea where the meth is, the crystal is, it's going to be white tea. You feel me?
I feel you, but I don't. I feel you, but that doesn't answer my question. Why are there? You're just talking. You're not hearing me. Why are there?
Not?
Okay, well, you are just talking. You're doing exactly. Why are there? You are just talking. You're not listening. You're just going on and on. Why are there African Americans that live in neighborhoods that are predominantly African American that do not go to white neighborhoods? You're still just talking. I'm trying to get a question out. I can't get it out. Why are there African Americans that live in neighborhoods that are primarily African American? They don't go out of their neighborhoods to white neighborhoods. And yet, even though they're in that environment, they're complaining about white people when their biggest enemy is somebody that look like them. Explain that.
It's proximity, crime. If you're in the now let me just shut your mouth. I let your ugly ass, fat fuck talk with your white cock in your mouth. It is this: when you're in a black hood, like I'll go in Atlanta, right? You go in a black hood, it's all black. It's gonna be a black victim. You go into the other hood with there's Crystal and Christiana Aguilera and shit like that. You go there, it's gonna be white tea. But let's break this shit down. But when you have a bipolar ass white tea people that is interbred that go into our schools, and pew up, they are the most dangerous. We don't have our black kids, okay, go into our schools and pew it. My kids graduated from a school from the hood, and they're in Stanford. Okay, Stanford, and they went to a hood school. You know, only thing that was the problem was it had weed. Okay, weed. You didn't see our black kids going up, pew-pewing up our schools and shit. You know what they did? You know what they did? They fought, with our fists. They didn't take our pew-pews and go kill, unalive our other kids, though, did they?
So then let me ask you a simple. Let me ask you. It's not an excuse, but let me ask you a simple question. When it comes to your safety, being a victim of violence, who is more harmful to the average modern day black man? Another African American or the white man? The average black man, who is more harmful to him?
The white tea man, they don't like our asses. The black and brown people. And you know what? Leave us alone. When the white tea man gets involved, look what's doing now. We are being what? We're being unalived. By who? The white tea man.
So you're suggesting that if the white man was not involved, blacks would just live in harmony, black on black. You wouldn't have all of this other stuff going on.
The Popos are unaliving us, right? The Popo is unaliving us, right? Yeah, that was for what? From the slavery. They made Pawpaw for us because of what slavery? And they still trying to get us. What the fuck ever.
Out of all of them.
Get the white tea man's ass. Get the cock out your fucking mouth. Get the white cock out your fucking mouth. I promise you, if you got chocolate in you, get some chocolate but JJ in you, you might turn black again. I revoke your black fucking card. I swear to God. Because you always up in this shit. You never push back on the white tea man, but you always push back on the sister.
You're saying I'm pushing back because you're saying things that are insane. As I stated,
no, it's not because I cannot yell because they're gonna revoke my fucking black card because I'm gonna be in prison because of why? Because I stand up for the blood.
You're insane. Out of a.
No, I'm insane.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah,
I'll tell you something. A city like where I'm from, is Chicago. You're talking 700 plus homicides in a year. You know how many of those homicides are cops killing blacks?
I swear I'm gonna choke you the fuck out now. I'm going to go straight here. You know what? The white tea man always used Chicago, and Chicago has less violence.
No. You didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said.
No.
You don't have to use Chicago. Use any large city and ask yourself, out of all the homicides in that city, how many are represented by cops killing black people? I mean, it's insane to even bring that up. That's not where the real violence is coming from.
You're dripping. You really are dripping. You really are dripping. Now go to your Gen X little homie and see he don't put you in a damn tree. Go see that, because he is so proud boy, and he's young. He is young homie, huh? But he's a proud boy. Oh, that's my brother. I'll put you to the barbecue. He'll put you in a tree. And he's your so-called friend. But shut your ass up. You beloved maggots.
Okay.
They voted for racism. This is what we got. Shut your ugly ass up. You ain't pro-black. You ain't shit of a black fucking man. You an undercover cracker-ass cracker. How about that? That's what you is. I can't stand your ugly ass. And I promise you, one of these damn days I'm going to turn your ass black again. Because I cannot fuck with your ugly ass. That's why I roast your ass every fucking damn day. Because I know what my black history is. I know what my black father did. I know what they did to us. And don't ever tell me that the white man is our best friend. They'll put us in a tree.
I didn't say that. Okay, I got to moving on. I will never tell you. I will never tell you the white man is your best friend. I will never tell you the white man is your best friend. Thank you. Moving on with the program. Tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 40,000. Somebody says win Granny. Wow, they did. Let me continue on, but tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 40,000. I am just, what does that say? I am just not you. 60 real life continues. Okay, they didn't really TikTok has some choice words to say about my last guest, but tap the screen. Need you guys to get the likes. So if you're watching on YouTube, by the way, feel free to smash that like button. You guys know how the program is ran. I don't think I really need to tell you after what I just encountered, but I'll tell you because it's part of the show. Our programming is uncensored. We don't censor anybody's. Do I really need to tell you that after what you just heard? But this is uncensored programming. We don't block, ban, or censor anyone for their commentary. You can be critical of anyone, including the host, which I think we just really illustrated right there. Program is MAGA friendly. Always has been MAGA friendly. Always will be MAGA friendly. And obviously liberals are welcome on the program as well. Our comments go left of Bernie Sanders, so I'm having dinner with Q. Scott says, I'll stand with you, brother. You are better than me. Appreciate that, Scott. We don't get a lot of allies on this show, so I do appreciate that. She kept it 100, says Ronnie. I'm going to say she kept it about 83.7. I don't know about 100. And thank you for the hat and mustache, James Harper. So looking in the comments, I know poor black people are always blaming everyone else for their problems. Look, I'm not going to, we differ on some things with me and Instagram. I'm not going to pretend like racism doesn't exist against African Americans. I'm not going to pretend like the history of the white men, as she brings up, is rosy and hunky-dory, or all white men are our friends, is what she was trying to claim. No, I can see some of the existence of some of the things she was mentioning, but that doesn't mean you pretend like currently the state in America, for the average modern day African American, your biggest chance of being, assaulted violently comes from another African American. It's as simple as that. Another African American represents more danger to you than a white person does. I mean, certainly if you're living in a black neighborhood. She didn't want to admit that. I guess admitting that somehow makes you a sellout. I'm just going by the actual realities. I'm not trying to kiss ass or anything, but that is true. In the comments, Elliot McCoy says that's bullshit. So you're telling me the average you're telling me the average, oh shit, I guess somebody trying to call me and I'm trying to hang up on it. Fuck. Threw the program off of my device. Hang on a second. One of my devices decided to, okay, there we go. I had a call come in, but you're telling me that the average African American has more to fear in terms of being a victim of violence from white people than black? Huh? Really? This is the same shit I chastised President Trump for saying in regards to claiming that African Americans kill 81% of white homicides come from African Americans. Ridiculous. No, her other comment was more correct. It's proximity. If you are black and somehow you lose your life or you get robbed or beaten up, chances are highly likely that another African American did that to you. Somebody got to come on here and tell me how the hell I'm getting that wrong for saying that. I cannot believe people are telling me that is not true, but I'll go back to the box. We'll make it happen with Gen X. And by the way, folks, the Galaxy deal still applies. Gen X, good evening.
Man, how the hell you gonna get your black card pulled by an old drunk white lady with no teeth? What the fuck is that about, man?
She has teeth. She has her own dental. She has her own dental work. That's not true. She has teeth.
She didn't have men. You could tell. She was sound like she's chewing on her gums. The fuck?
Well, listen, she's passionate about her opinion. She has passion in what she says. We disagree.
Hey, I got something for your audience real quick. A friend of ours, Stick the Ruler, just wanted to get it out there. After your stream, if anybody who don't get up wants to come say something, come on by Stick's stream after Tim's stream, and he'll get you on up. You can say what you want to say. Good man. A lot of fun to watch him stream.
Stick the Ruler. Thank you, Sexy. Appreciate that. You put me through hell, but thank you for that, Galaxy. But now you may want to drop when I do this, Gen X, but you know what that Galaxy means, right?
Now let me tell you something, you no good for nothing, fat fucking white trailer trash ass bitch. Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. On God. Yeah, you drop, bitch.
All right.
Yeah, you drop. Don't you ever let a fucking white man ever disrespect a black woman. Do you understand?
So it got nothing to do with your nothing to do with your skin color.
No. Let me tell you something. I never, ever would take a disrespect from a white man. I'll never suck on their cock. Don't you ever let a white man ever disrespect a black woman. That's why I come for your ugly ass.
This has nothing to do with disrespect.
No, he disrespecting me. And I do got teeth, bitch. And what? And I'll never suck on you.
All right.
That's your trailer trash ass boy that you like. What the fuck is that?
All right.
They will come up here and I will degrade your ugly, fat fuck, no good for nothing, proud boy looking ass. Now go take your Jenny Craig looking ass and go to the gym, bitch, and go look at my profile. I looks good.
All right.
Like it?
All right. Well,
I got to go.
Yeah, he's gone. Okay, we'll do it like that. But by the way, folks, what ended up happening, and I'll explain it to you. What happened is, I wasn't expecting that to happen, but we do have the program in place where any guest that comes up, if you do not favor the dialogue of that guest, if you would like to talk to that guest, maybe you have a political disagreement with that guest, and you send a Galaxy, you will get 10 minutes with that guest. In this case, she came up and the guest immediately dropped. So there was not a 10-minute. Usually it's political. Gangsta Grandma takes it into other realms, but usually the conversation is politically involved. With Gangsta Grandma, you're going to get fire every time. But that's what ended up happening. But Gen X decided to drop, and so be it. But looking at it, somebody says, why are you buffering? Am I buffering? What do you mean there? Tamara, are you seeing me buffering? Yeah, I'd rather have a political. Well, generally the conversations are political, but Gangsta Grandma usually has her own agenda, and we do respect the guests. So going back to the actual program, we will continue on with James Harper. Gen X ducking the smoke, says 612. Oh, well, look, Gangsta Grandma can be a lot to take. James, good evening. Welcome to the program.
What's going on, Tom?
Not much. I'm in the trenches as always, but let's get back on topic. President Trump is indicating that the Iranian war may soon come to a conclusion because there is nothing left for us to target. And this is after suggesting that we had to have regime change. Now it looks like we may end the war without having regime change because it's just the guy's son, and Trump didn't have anything to do with the son being put in place. What's going on here? Are we changing our tune and just backing out?
No, what's going on is it's harder than he imagined, and now he wants to.
You got a lot of noise. Are you moving? Wait, you got a lot of noise. Are you moving or doing something?
No, I'm in the wind. That's what you're hearing.
Oh, well, 'cause it's hard to hear you. There's a lot of noise, but go ahead.
It's harder than he thought it was going to be. That's what the case is. If this was like Venezuela, he'd already claimed victory and said, "Oh yeah, we did what we had to do. I won. Regime change, and no other presidents like me."
Well, he just gave a speech since I've been on live, and he did tell the audience we have won in Iran. So he is claiming victory.
Like he always does. He thinks if he drops a few bombs and that's it, and everything's gonna be good, but it's not the case. So,
I mean, let me ask it to you this way: do you believe? Because we've had a bunch of successive administrations suggest that the Iranians were a danger to America, and it's hard, man. You got so much going on in the back. The noise, whatever you're doing, is noisy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, because it sounds like you opening up fences and everything. It's really noisy. But what I was going to say is we've had several administrations indicate that Iran was a danger to America. They were trying to get their hands on some type of atomic weapon, and they needed to be stopped. Everybody from Obama to Biden to, I believe, even George W. Bush was saying this. President Trump has apparently set Iran back decades. Has he not done something that is good for the safety of America?
I'm glad you brought that up, Tim. I'm glad you brought that up because all those other presidents, what happened? They made an agreement to stop Iran from doing that. Those agreements were working until Trump came in office.
Well, according to Trump, they were not working, and they were still trying to. According to Israel, they were not working.
According to Trump, he's 6'5" and weighs 230 pounds.
What is that trying to? What are you saying? You got a weight problem?
I'm saying that Trump.
Oh, you mean his? I get it. He gives some of his numbers are not accurate. I get what you're saying, but go ahead.
And this is the thing, Tim. He says it doesn't work, even though there was not only UN ambassadors but also independent investigators that all said that they were following the agreement. Trump tore that agreement up, and that's typical Trump. He comes in and he swears up and down there's a problem that only he can fix, comes in, does a little bit of bullshit, and then says, look, I fixed the problem.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of Americans, James, that are really favorable to us doing this. A lot of Americans think the Ayatollah, deal or no deal, was a bad entity, and the fact that Trump has assassinated the whole, I guess, the head of their leadership is a good thing. There's a lot of folks even on the left that are agreeing with this.
I'm not saying that the Ayatollah was a good guy, but at the same time, what we did not solve anything. Like just going in there and attacking them was not just going to be like, oh, they're just going to roll over and take it. No, that shit was never going to work.
Well, now that the Ayatollah has been decapitated, so to speak, though, do you feel?
Look who's in charge now. Someone that's considered to be worse. And not only is he worse, but he has even more justification to be mad at America because they basically killed his whole family.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely has a reason to be angry with America, but at the same time, Trump is bragging that we destroyed virtually every, Navy vessel they've ever had, their missile capacity. I mean, we've really set them back in terms of being able to defend themselves significantly. So even if he does have the same mindset as his father, he certainly has far less capabilities.
Well, you're saying that now, but what's happening with Russia and China? What did they say they're doing? They're going in and they're going to start supplying them like we supply Ukraine. So even if they don't have it right now, they will have it soon.
Well, that's possible. That's not for certain, but you are right. Rumors are circulating that particularly Russia has been giving them everything from intelligence to possibly weapons. That is possible. And I seen here talking to leaders of Russia and Pakistan, I reaffirmed Iran's commitment to peace in the region. The only way to end this war ignited by the Zionists. Who's this coming from? Mossad? I don't know who this person is, but I'm looking at News Nation and somebody's releasing a statement on this and they're blaming Israel for the war. But
yeah, that I agree with that. Bad intel from Israel once again has gotten us into some shit that we didn't need to be in.
Yeah, but what about Trump's claim that Iran was only, mere days away from obtaining atomic weapons, and they would have used them?
This is the same man that said that we completely obliterated their ability to do it in the first place.
Yeah, he says a few things. Go ahead.
To your point earlier, when you said that every time there's an interview, like they have a different mission to what we're trying to compete. That's because every one of the previous ones, it didn't stick.
So what do you believe that we will get regime change in that country, or do you believe the Ayatollah's son is going to ride it out? Do you believe that Trump will get that?
We did get regime change, though. The Ayatollah's gone. Now we got a new Ayatollah.
That's his son. I mean, I'm talking about, look, that guy likely was going to inherit the position anyway. He just got it a few days earlier.
But hey, it's a regime change.
No.
There's a new leader in town now.
But that's not what we were pursuing. That's not what we were pursuing. I mean,
no, it's not. Basically, like I said, Trump wanted a Operation OIF 2.0, and he didn't get that.
Let me ask it to you this way, because I know I get this answer from MAGA, and I know their answer, but I'm going to ask it to you. Do you believe what we're doing is worth it in the end? If we stop, we've set them back militarily. Certainly, their nuclear ambitions have been set back substantially. Do you believe that, regardless of the cost and blood and treasure, do you believe what we've done so far has been worth it?
No, because not only did we destabilize the region, we've caused damage to allies who had nothing to do with this fight, just for being like having our bases on there. Like, look at Bahrain. Bahrain just lost a desalination plant because of this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, the United States is not exactly popular in the Middle East. Certainly when you're siding with Israel and everything. So Bahrain and Kuwait and some of these other nations, you would have to know that there could be.
They were still allies, though.
They're allies of ours.
Right. They might not be allies of Israel, but that's not our issue. Our issue is they got attacked because of us.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You'd have to know, being friends with the United States, a country that's not popular in this region, could have repercussions. You just believe that the United States is a superpower, so nobody's going to fuck with you, but your superpower buddy is an enemy of all of ours. I mean, this is a consequence for letting an enemy put a base in your country.
No, like I said, this was bad intel on Israel. Like, the fact that all those other countries got hit, that should not have happened. Like, the problem is we went in there for no goddamn reason. That's why, like, every time you hear it, like, they're trying to find like a new justification because nothing is working.
And I see in the comments, Dennis says we hardened our enemies and lost our allies because of Trump. It'll take decades to get their trust back. Do you actually agree with that? That he set things back?
Yes.
To that level?
Yes. I wholeheartedly believe it, because you got Canada saying we're not going to help you. Mexico is like, fuck the U.S. The European Union, they're sitting there to the point where they're about to cut ties with us, basically. Like, the only people that have been like benefiting from this was China, Russia, and now North Korea is talking about, oh, we're going to step up our testing and things like that. They're getting emboldened because of Trump's in office. How
about this response, though? Because this is what you've heard from most MAGA in regards to what you're suggesting. Mary Ellen in the comments says, we don't need these people anyway. We do not need them.
The fact that they say that just lets you know how stupid they are. They have no idea. They have no idea how much the U.S. relies on other countries.
Well, he did promise to be a nationalist. I mean, he didn't promise to do all this international shit. He promised that he gave and this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene was speaking out about. You made it sound like you're going to focus on Americans. And then, we don't need all these other countries. We're going to focus on ourselves and not get involved in everything. But the Trump administration has literally put their hands in everything internationally since getting elected, though. But I don't know. Maybe we might have been able to do it for a time if he had actually did it the way he campaigned.
Even if he did it the way he campaigned, you're seeing the results firsthand. All of these businesses that are losing out and things like that, that's because we need these people. They're talking about, we don't need these countries. A lot of them are not only are they allies, they're customers.
Well,
and
go ahead.
Not to mention that, like, MAGA doesn't realize how much stuff that we import from other countries. Like, we import more than we export.
Yeah, but some folks believe that we could actually grow and create, like labor, for instance. They believe that Americans could do our own labor. Like because a lot of the labor we get from China is just cheap labor. You'd have to pay a little bit more to get Americans to do it, but Americans used to do all of that.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
Okay. My wording is bad. But we did used to Zenith TVs used to be built in Chicago.
Which party is responsible for all the outsourcing?
Say that again.
Which party is responsible for all the outsourcing?
Well, it started a lot with Nixon and Reagan. I get the Republican angle of it, but the Democrats have not brought it back. But let me ask you this, because this came from Handsome Conservative in the comments.
Actually,
Go ahead.
they were on the way to doing that with the CHIPS Act. They was on the way to bringing some of that stuff back to us, and then Trump got rid of it again. Because Trump is still thinking like it's 1950.
Well, the Gilded Age, trying to make America great. But Handsome Conservative asked a question: what allies do you think we need that have been lost under Trump?
What allies?
Yeah, you saying we lost? You saying Trump cost us allies that we need?
Canada, Mexico, they're not fucking with us. The UK, they stopped sharing intelligence with us. Let's see, who else? Spain, he's ready to cut ties with Spain altogether. Yeah, Germany's not happy. France is not happy. Denmark is not happy.
But do we need? But his question was that you think we need. Do we need Spain?
We need all of those countries. Like, if those countries completely cut ties with us, all that foothold that we have in Europe is gone.
How about Ryan Fuller in the comments says, who cares about Mexico?
Like I said, another dumbass.
I'm just reading the comments. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not calling you a dumbass, Tim.
I understand that. I understand. You're refreshing.
People are nose deaf to what they are nose deaf to, like how things actually work in the world.
Yeah, I understand. You're not calling me a dumbass. You're refreshing. Gangsta Grandma's called me enough dumbasses to last me for the rest of the week, so I get that. But I don't know. He says we need, and Gen X says we need them to help us spend our money, huh?
Exactly. He doesn't know what he's talking about either. The toothless wonder.
You guys are crazy with these names. So at the end of the day, let me ask you this way: how do you expect this Iranian conflict excursion, another synonym they're throwing out, or war? How do you expect this to end? What will be the state of Iran? How will America have gained anything? How do you expect this to end?
The only way this is going to end is if we can somehow convince them that Israel will leave them the fuck alone and they ain't got to worry about the U.S. Doing more strikes. That is the only way that they're going to do it.
Shit, with Israel.
They can't do the whole, we're going to have a ceasefire, because they already know all a ceasefire is, hey, we need to restock real quick and then we're going to come back later.
So you think Israel would agree to that? I mean, because Israel is real, they're on the doorstep to real regime change.
Not with Bibi in power, no.
So in other words, Israel might turn into a rogue ally.
They are already a rogue ally.
Do we separate from Israel?
At this point, we probably need to separate from them, because they're not following any UN mandates. They're not doing anything. Like they're thumbing their nose at everybody. We need to hit them with sanctions like we hit everybody else.
You do realize if we separate from Israel, they get wiped off the map, because if the Middle East felt confident that the United States was not going to back Israel, I think Iran would suddenly have a few allies jump in and help them with Israel. So I don't know about that.
And whose fault would that be? It'd be Bibi Netanyahu's fault, because he's been going around picking fights with everybody else instead of just sitting there and letting his country develop.
You don't want the people of Israel to get wiped out because of the actions of Bibi Netanyahu, though, do you?
I don't want the people to, but if they won't get rid of Bibi, then what are we supposed to do?
Well, I mean,
because every time, a lot of these like international fights we get into is off of intel from them.
Yeah, I don't disagree that they got us. They're partially responsible for getting us involved in Iraq and now Iran. But man, if we cut ties with Israel, everybody from Syria to Egypt would probably descend on that country and wreak hell.
Because everybody in that region has a bone to pick with Israel. The only reason why they having it is because of us. But that's like that whippy little kid that's hiding behind the big bully that's sitting there throwing rocks at people.
Well, let's hope it doesn't explode to that level. I mean, Israel gives us a window into the Middle East. We need Israel for the fact that they do work with us in terms of giving us a window into the Middle East.
We have Kuwait, Bahrain, Dubai, and Saudi with bases on all of those. We do not need Kuwait that much. They're just an ally. But we also have a window into the Middle East with those other countries. Not to mention Turkey, which is right next door.
So you're saying we could do without Israel?
We can do without Israel.
But they are in terms of religion, they are our partners in Christ. I mean, the religious aspect of it means a lot too, though, James.
The religion aspect means a lot, but you got to also remember, if you actually go to Israel and they realize you're not Jewish or Israeli, they will spit on you.
I have never heard of that. What are you saying? A Muslim can't go visit Jerusalem?
If they know you're a Muslim, you're going to get attacked. Why do you think they're sitting there trying to take back? They're trying to take back like Jerusalem and all of that stuff. Like they want that back is there because remember, like people used to pilgrimage to Palestine just to go to Mecca.
I've never heard that Israel is hostile to other folks solely based on religion. That's the first.
They are very hostile. It used to be like they were friendly, but like just like over here with the conservatism, it's on the rise there, and they treat non-Israelis like shit.
I was not.
Hell, there's even some of these MAGA conservatives that said they went over there and like they've seen it for themselves.
Wow. All right, James, I got to move on. You certainly have educated me on that. I got a little homework to do, but thank you for coming through. Go ahead. I'll give you the last word.
Before I go, that whole thing about Pete Hegseth, you got to remember, Pete Hegseth had two veteran charities that he ran into the ground with excessive spending. And not only him, but it's all of his, all those MAGA like heads of state, all of them have done fraud, waste, and abuse this entire time.
Well, fact is, MAGA loves Hegseth, so we'll see how it turns out. James, thank you for coming through. And by the way, what he is talking about, a quick clip here, but this is what he was mentioning in regards to Secretary of War, Secretary of Defense. I think eventually it will go back to being a Secretary of Defense. Some of Trump's changes won't last. Same thing with the Gulf of America. I don't think that's going to last either, but here goes.
For president of the world, an expensive world at that. Secret Service Sam here for LA Magazine, and Pete Hegseth is in deep trouble for $93 billion that the Pentagon spent in September because they had to. It's a shopping spree. Talk about Brewster's billions. Let's just talk about what he spent.
Well, here, just want to play these numbers because these numbers are indeed insane. And while I'm doing this, by the way, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, I really need you to smash that like button. It certainly helps out the program, brings in more MAGA. So smash that like button if you're on YouTube, and same on TikTok. Get us up to 50,000. Feel free to help your boy out with the hat and mustache go. I haven't asked that much, but TikTok cap go. Show your boy some love. But I want you to hear the numbers. And yes, tomorrow you absolutely did.
0.1 million on ribeye steak. I do love ribeyes. 6.9 million on lobster tails. $2 million on Alaskan king crabs. Yeah. I'm hungry. $139,224 on 272 orders of donuts. $124,000 for ice cream machines, furniture and office luxuries. $225 million total on furniture, the highest amount in over a decade. But hey, who cares about?
And the numbers going on. First of all, 6.9 million on lobster tails. Now, I love me a good lobster tail. They're not cheap, but how many lobster tails do you have to buy to total 6.9 million? How many people did he get lobster for? I mean, like this can't just be your close associates. Everybody in his family, you need to check their fucking freezer. Some of them must have deep freezers at home full of lobster. I'm just going to tell you, coming from the hood, that's what we would do. That's what we would do. We would hook our people up. I'd have a deep freezer in the basement full of lobster tails. How many lobster tails do you buy to equal $6.9 million? And all these ribeye steaks and all of this stuff. That's going to be a lot of people. I mean, I just cannot imagine who the hell do you even find that can sell you $6.9 million in lobster tails? How do you make that happen? That is insane. That's all I'm going to say is that this, to me, probably the biggest thing that comes out of this, in addition to how ridiculously wasteful this is how ridiculously useful, but yet ridiculously the opposite of useful. The opposite of useful. How ridiculously, I don't know what the word, let's just say a failure Doge was. How much Doge was a failure? Because that was what they were put in place to do, is find waste, fraud, and abuse. And stuff like this is happening in the Trump administration a few months after Doge has gotten rid of. This is ridiculous. This one is hard to, yet we're going after folks who receive SNAP benefits and EBT cards and all of this crazy shit. When they're doing stuff like this, it just seems like they were deliberately turning a blind eye to waste from folks like this and targeting other people. It looks bad. It looks really bad. But looking in the comments, Doge cost us more than what it claimed it could have saved, not even how much it attempted to save. They outspent their projection of savings before they even got started. Wow. I think that Doge will end up, I think that let's just say it like this. Members of Doge, members of the Trump administration will one day have to testify before Congress about Doge. The activities of Doge. There's rumors that the Elon bros ended up, Doge was a front to get access to data and information, whatever the case may be. But I do tend to kind of agree with the viewer there that Doge was probably more costly than beneficial. You don't even hear the Trump administration talk about Doge anymore. You don't hear any Trump brags about everything he's accomplished over and over and over. You don't hear him bragging about what, the benefit of Doge being around. You don't even mention it. Don't even mention it whatsoever. Where's Nick Shirley when you need him? No problem going to Minnesota. He should have went to the Pentagon. Where's Nick Shirley when you need him? Anyway, looking in the comments, I need you guys to tap the screen, get us on up to 60,000. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to smash that like button. Definitely need you to smash that like button on YouTube. Where do you think the deportation went? Okay, you guys are talking amongst each other because I don't understand that one. No more candy or pop soda down south. That's the crazy thing is folks who receive SNAP and EBT cards, they passed a law that as a welfare recipient, you can't use the taxpayer money to buy sodas and, sugary foods and, potato chips and shit. But meanwhile, they're buying lobster tails. I just, the hypocrisy of it all looks really, really bad. I'm just going to say that. But anyway, let me go back to the box. This is what happens when you fire the inspector generals. Moonchild, I wish I could disagree with you. Let me go back to the box. We'll make it happen with, I think that says the White Horse. Good evening. Welcome to the program. You can buy what with SNAP? I don't see what that says, Super 8. Apparently my last guest is not coming up. We'll try it again with Jay Marvel. Good evening, Jay Marvel.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to have you on. So did you hear about this wasteful spending under Hegseth?
Yeah, but before we get into that, me and you been TikTok friends for years, and I never come up. But one thing, I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that you believe, but I will always give you the respect that you, even if you don't agree with things, you always let people continue to talk. You know what I mean? And then you got my respect for that. I'm coming up here a little different. I'm a veteran. I did 10 and a half years in the military. I've deployed as a civilian and military. No problem. But it was voluntary. It's a couple things I want to address. I'm bipartisan. I vote for who needs to be in office.
Who did you vote for in the last election nationally?
It wasn't Trump.
Was it Kamala Harris?
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I saw a military dude in the Green Party, and I went towards him. You know what I'm saying? But
okay, so you didn't vote for Trump. You didn't vote for Trump or Harris.
Neither one.
What about in 2020, Biden versus Trump?
Yeah. Same thing, man. I didn't vote for either one of them. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason I didn't is because of this. Democracy is a proven method. I've been around the world. I've deployed to different countries. And I think that right now, a lot of the anger that you hear from Black people, I'm going to speak for them for a second, is because I try to tell people now that Black people are not looking for a place on a lunch counter. They're looking for a place in society. So democracy works. But here's the problem with my Black people. My uncles, they in their 70s. My grandfather's at 97, Army Air Corps vet. My whole family served in the military. They always told us when we would use this excuse, they say, you got to stop blaming stuff on the white man. He said, it's all about what you want to do. So I say that to say this. This is the most dangerous time to be in America or in the world. But America, we are the center point of entertainment, everything. They emulate us, everything. But when you believe something different than other people, this is what I call the crash out era. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to make. Why is it more dangerous? Why is it more dangerous now than let's say in the 60s?
Because if I say that don't bother me, I don't pay attention to it, all of a sudden I'm not Black. I grew up in Texas. You know what I'm saying? And I've been around. I've seen a lot of things happen growing up. I dealt with the,
let's go with your "it don't bother me" statement. Recently, President Trump on his account had a picture featuring the Obamas as monkeys. Is that a "don't bother me" thing?
That is a super bother me thing. But that's what people want these days. They want attention for it. What they tell you growing up, ignore certain things. Yeah. But some things.
Why did it bother you though? Why did it bother you?
Why wouldn't it? That goes back to like generational hatred. That's terrible. Why my question to you is, why is that okay?
No, I don't think it's okay.
Not you per se. Yeah. Not you per se, but I'm saying, why would anybody think that's okay?
Well, they suggested it was just a joke.
And they write in the comment, I don't speak for them, I speak for me.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's I don't get on here for a reason, because everybody's super opinionated. You know, you hear people like that lady that was up here, she was saying a lot of right stuff. But folks ain't listening to us when we get belligerent. You got to know how to deliver your message to people. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think of this current administration? Do you think they're doing a good job?
I think it was a lot of stuff promised that ain't been delivered.
You didn't vote for this administration. You didn't vote for either Biden or Trump in 2020.
I did not.
Okay, let's go back.
Because I saw how what do they always say? They say wait 4 years after somebody in office and see their impact.
Okay. So in 2016, Trump versus Hillary, did you vote in that election?
Yeah, of course.
Who'd you vote for?
I don't. My mama told me religion, money, and politics I don't speak on.
Why the hell are you on this? Then why the hell are you on this channel? That's all we talk about.
I came in here because I never get in here. And I like the stuff that come in here. Like, it's some things I hear from them, and I'm like, okay, I see what they saying. Like, okay, here's an example. You was talking a while back, I think it was last year, about something that Trump promised about keeping jobs in America, right?
But now I'm really curious. 2016, Hillary versus Trump. I need some information from you.
Okay. So what you asking me?
Who did you vote for?
I went Green Party.
So when was the last time you voted for a president that actually won?
When Obama was in there.
So how do you?
I know how you feel about that.
I don't know. I'm feeling like you're not being forthcoming. I guess what I'm trying to figure out, how do you respond to folks who suggest that you just wasted your vote? You vote for all these people that don't even have a chance to win when you vote for them. They have no chance of winning.
When's the last time somebody went up there? Like, remember when the JFK days was, you see the documentaries on it, and you go in the Black people house in the South, you used to see, like, I'm talking about old heads.
Yeah, you see a picture of Martin Luther King and Kennedy.
And JFK,
yeah, right. My grandmother did.
When the last time all of us been that excited about a president, no matter what your race was?
I think the excitement about Obama in 2007 was significant.
It was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that was huge. So you said from 2016. So I'm just asking you, like, when was the last time people since then been super excited?
There was a lot of MAGA that were excited. I think the MAGA movement, I think Trump, and listen, I've been to a couple of rallies. Trump had it wasn't exciting to that level.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like I said, I respect you as a person and I fought for these freedoms. You know what I mean? So if you believe something, I stand with that. That's what I mean, democracy work. But at the end of the day, I can't get behind some of that stuff. Because when I joined the military, they tell you it's certain stuff that you cannot say. It's certain stuff that you cannot do. Why? Because you're representing your branch.
I get that.
Some prestigious. So why is it different for POTUS? You can't get up there and say, take that back to Telemundo. You can't get up there and say stuff like that when you're the leader of the free world, man. You can't say stuff like that.
It's interesting.
Some of it is comical.
Yeah, it's interesting you say this because I got a significant amount of viewers watching right now, listening to you
for sure.
And they believe. Hold on. Let me make the point though. Let me make the point. I got a lot of viewers that believe you are Black MAGA and just denying it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I'm around people. I work for the government, and I'm around people that are MAGA supporters, and they say, off these lives, obviously in the comfort of quiet corners, they say, oh, God, why is he saying that? You know how many times they slap their face and say that? So I see it all the time. I don't support that.
What about our current conflict, excursion, war with Iran? What say you as a veteran?
Say that again?
Our current excursion, conflict, war, this ongoing event with Iran right now.
I think we need to fix stuff at home before we stick our noses elsewhere. That's what I think. Because I see a lot of brothers get out of prison, cats that I know. They get out and they can't get a job. They say, go back to society and do right. And you push them in a situation where they got to go back to the same thing. But here we are. We don't have money for transitional, jobs and things like that and to get back into society and get acclimated. But then they turn around and they have to go back to the same thing. Why? Because we spend money on stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. That's my personal opinion.
Why you didn't vote for Kamala Harris based on the statement? Like, why didn't you vote for Kamala Harris?
It was a couple of things that I didn't agree with.
Can I hear
the abortion stuff, like the abortion thing? I wasn't with that. I think women should have the right to do whatever they want to do, but I think some of the details of it, a lot of people didn't read that. It was details of that abortion, like late term abortions and stuff. I was like, that's crazy. So it was just certain things like that kind of did.
Anything else other than the pro-life issue? Anything else?
It just seemed like what we got now, like it's a puppet thing. Like I feel like she was just. I don't think she bad, but you know what I'm saying. I just didn't feel like she was right to lead the free world. I really didn't. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, okay, fair. And you felt the same way about Joe Biden as well.
No. We're not doing this. Not today.
Okay, someone, hold on, hang on.
No.
Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay.
Third party. This fucking fool voted on.
Okay, you gotta hold on. I gotta explain what has happened.
Well, I'm listening, man.
Okay. First of all,
I come in here sometimes to pick people's brain to see how everybody else thinks.
We have a rule where if a person hears something he disagrees with, they can send a Galaxy and come up. She wants to come up. I was trying to explain that to the people. Yeah. I was trying to explain that to the people. She wouldn't even let me explain the rules, but that is what is going on. So, having said that, she's the first microphone I've ever had to mute.
A lot of things that was right. I agree with.
Let me tell you something. You uneducated fucking Babbitt over here trying to talk like you educated. You voted for that shit that we got in office. You voted for that because you didn't want to vote. Don't give me the BS. Oh, she's not educated enough. And I didn't like it because she's like a puppet. Well, you voted for a puppet because where's that bitch now at? Huh? Where's she at now?
Why are you saying he voted for her?
That's
what I'm looking for, the receipt. Show me the receipt. Put it on your background screen and show me who I voted for.
He's third party. He voted for this crap.
I voted for it? How did I vote for it? What have you done to support democracy? What have you done?
Third party.
What have you done? Tell me what you've done.
Go ahead. For her, you fuckwad.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the crash out era. You see how if you believe something different, they get mad.
We're in this shit because you guys
No, ain't no you guys. I was raised by a strong black woman, and I know where a lot of that anger come from. But you don't speak for everybody. It's a way to say what you gotta say without being. No, you a sellout. You a sellout. You sitting there being you talking about racism and you throwing racism at other people, man.
You wasn't.
Look in the mirror. You the problem.
I'm the problem. I voted for
blaming me. You telling me that because I didn't vote for Kamala that I'm the problem?
No good for nothing.
Okay, so tell us what you've done besides call people out their name. I want to hear this.
Party. You voted for a third party, did you not? You voted for the Green Party. Where they at now, bitch? Where they at?
Why you gotta call him a bitch? Why you gotta call him a bitch?
Yes. Because that's the shit right there that we got us in this situation. We got in this situation because of fucking niggas like that.
Hey, you know I can't have that.
That's what we did. No, you want to be frank? That's what it did.
Okay,
he
well,
voted in it. And guess what that damn vote went for? Guess what? It went to Trump. It went to Trump.
What about any voter that does not like Kamala? Do they have to like Kamala Harris?
Let me tell you something. Now look, I guarantee they want the black woman now, don't they? Because anything that woman said is happening.
Let me hold on. Let me ask him that. Hold on. Let me ask him that. Let me ask him. Okay. You gotta let other people talk. You gotta let other people talk. You gotta let other people talk.
I'm doing this. Not today.
All right. I'm gonna have to mute you if you can let it. If you're just gonna talk on. Let me ask you there, sir. Now that she made a statement of, I bet you wish you had the black woman now. Is that accurate?
No, I wish I had the right person right now.
Oh,
that's what it is.
You get that white cock out your fucking mouth.
What is that?
First off, since you know so much.
She was right.
Since you know so much.
An educated black woman.
Since you know so much, I am biracial. And guess what? It was a white man that didn't stay in my life, and it was a black woman that made everything that I am today. So what's your mouth for wish? You wish. You say
you're not letting him.
But everybody here to listen.
Okay, you're not letting him.
Did you not?
Okay.
She can't do it.
Yeah, she not. Okay.
She can't do it.
Yeah, she not. You're not letting anybody else. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna mute her for a second. She asked a couple of questions. I want you to. I don't like. Hold on a second. Let me just make it clear to you and my whole audience. I despise having to mute people, but she requested to come up to have you guys have a conversation. But she's just talking on. Look, I want to let her talk. But I want her to also listen, and she's not doing. Okay, so you heard what she had to say. I'm gonna give you a minute.
Question. She's pro-black, right? She pro-black. Does she know how much generational hate comes behind that word? And you call yourself a self-respecting black woman, and you get up here and call me a word of bigotry? That's filled with hate.
No, you ain't gonna call me that.
You don't know me to call me that.
This is what you're going to do.
I'm not big, and you know what's crazy? As you've been belligerent this whole time, I haven't called you out your name because I respect sisters. I respect sisters. Do yourself a favor and calm down, because I'm not the one. That's disrespectful. You can't sit up here and talk, because the rest of what I need to say is we need to change a lot of things. They keep writing us out of history. I'm not stupid. A lot of people don't even know who Medgar Evers is. I bet you don't either. You get up here, call people N-words and all that stuff. Where you gonna get with that? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I did not vote for Trump either time. You don't know me unless you can put your background screen up and see my ballot, then put it up there. No, you speak to me the way I'm speaking to you. I want to hear what you have to say, but talking to me like you crazy is not gonna get there. And I've laced up my boots. I've been deployed. I've been time away from my kids. So put some respect on my name. You a sellout to your waist.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Now I want to give her.
I'm not gonna tolerate that, big bro.
Okay. Now I want to give her a minute to respond. I'm gonna have to kind of do this like they did the presidential debate.
Yeah, for sure. You know it's respect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give her a minute to respond.
Hold on. She can talk, but don't call me no N-word.
In the military.
Yeah, look. This probably ain't gonna work with her because she just wants to talk and not be heard, not to listen. But I'll give her a minute to respond, and then I'll come back to you.
Man, I'm not mad. I don't get in my feelings about this.
All right, Grandma, gangster Grandma, go ahead and respond. You got a minute.
You know why I'm so mad? Let me tell you something. He is a traitor. He did a third party. He knew what was at stake. The Project 2025 is halfway done. It's practically already done. He sold us out for a third party. It was never going to win. Never. So fuck me. Oh, go show me respect. You're a black man. No, bitch. I would spit on you because you sold all of us out. You sold the black community out. You sold the immigrants out. You sold everybody out. You sold your own vets out. Because we all told you. Because you want to listen to a black woman. Vote for her. Vote for her. Vote for her. Oh no, I don't want to vote for her. Oh no, I want to vote for a third party. I gave it to the white man, wasn't it? Get that white cock out
He
your
gave
mouth.
you reasons why he didn't vote for her.
I never have respect for him.
I bet she can't even tell you who the third party vote was.
No.
He put us in a situation. The non-voters, the never heard voters, the third party voters put us in a situation. So fuck me, no, fuck him. I would never have respect for that. They put us in a situation. So fuck you. Fuck anything about you. Now spit on you. You ain't shit.
All right. Okay. Fair. You got your point across. I'll go ahead and drop it. All right. Okay. I'll just say this right off the bat. She sent the galaxy in, so that's what happens. That's the rules of the show. But the rules have got to be, you got to let the other person talk. If you just want 2 minutes to just say whatever,
I'm not tripping, man.
if you just want 2 minutes to say whatever you got to say, we'll do that and drop you, but you got to let the other person rebut, and she was just not doing it.
We've been friends on here for years, and that's what I love about your live is I don't agree with everything that come in here, but it ain't never been no smoke or no bad issues. See, this is what people don't understand. Because the reason why I felt the way I did is because I want somebody that's pride service to be in office.
But I do have to ask.
Something over to some.
But I do have to ask to get clarity once again.
Go ahead, brother.
Do you regret not voting? Because what she's trying to indicate, and some folks in the comments were agreeing with her, do you regret voting for someone that probably had little to no chance of winning and President Trump taking the helm once again?
No, I feel like it would have been worse to vote for the majority. Like, you know what I'm saying? To go the way everybody wanted me to go.
You said it would have been worse.
Because I didn't agree with either party. You know what I'm saying? But it is my duty to vote. I had to vote.
So
you know what I'm saying? That's where I come down to. I'm not just because I think anything that's worse than this is not voting at all and get up here screaming.
Yeah. Let me ask you this now, because we're speculating. There's no way in hell we know because it didn't happen. But let me ask you this: if Kamala Harris was our current president, do you think America would be in worse shape, better shape, or about the same?
I'm gonna say better, and the reason I say better is because Biden was with Obama. And I liked a lot of things that they was doing, and then she learned from him. So I think it would have been a lot better.
So if you think we'd be doing better than we are now, then why don't you regret voting for her?
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the biggest thing that I had an issue with is I'm pro-life, and I don't know if, and I tried to look it up and get the details of it. And if anybody else seen this in the comments, like please say something. Because I'm
I don't want to sound like gangster.
Term abortion just did not sound right to me.
I don't want to.
That was real enough.
I can't believe you said I don't want to sound like my last.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna be candid with you. I'm gonna be candid with you because I don't want to sound like gangster grandma. But you brought all this shit down on us because you didn't want late-term abortion, something that very few women even do. I mean, you realize? Hold on. You realize how many people are dying with our cancellation of USAID? How many immigrants are dying in the custody of ICE? You got more people killed being pro-life than you would if you voted for the pro-choice candidate.
Yeah, but I get that part. That was the gray area for me that was confusing for a lot of people I talked to in my personal life about it. It's like I'm pro women having a choice of what they want to do. That's a woman's right to do what she want to do. But that abortion thing just really didn't sit right with me.
You realize how few women have late. This is like the LGBTQ trans issue. Most women do not have late-term abortion. You got a lot of people killed trying to prevent that from happening. Trump has probably killed more people than you would have lost from late-term abortions.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it's hindsight is 2020. But in that moment when you got that ballot in front of you, the worst thing you could do is not vote. Because it's a lot of people, especially being black, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people that died for that right for you to vote. And I just felt wrong, but I knew I wasn't finna vote for something that wasn't right. I'm not gonna do that. This is just my opinion.
That's what we want you on for. I gotta move it on, but you're welcome.
Hey man, I know you for years. I never get up here just because I know how people are. But hey man, stay blessed. We fam for life, and keep your head up, man. You got better patience than me, man. I can't be called out my name that many times.
It generally is a little bit more civilized. Don't be a stranger. Come on up anytime, man. I appreciate you coming.
It's always love, my guy. Take care.
You too. All right, moving on with the program. In the comments, I did get pushback from, I think it was Diamos. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Deimos. But he says, who did Trump kill? No one. Are you kidding? You think the money, when he canceled USAID, that money was going to feed and provide health care to starving children living in extreme poverty. All you got to do is Google deaths from USAID cancellation. He killed thousands of people with that. Just imagine the old Sally Struthers commercials where you see the kids lying on the ground in Africa, bloated bellies and flies flying on their faces. We were sending wheat, flour, and grain and rice to kids like that. When we cancel USAID, those folks are not getting that anymore. We were actually providing medical care to villages and shit that have no doctors or medical facilities at all. We stopped all of that. Them folks are dying. I don't know if you realize that or not, but canceling USAID definitely killed people. Definitely killed people. And then, of course, the antics of ICE has also killed people. Whether you look, I'm not going to argue that people that are in the country illegally need to be dealt with. But when you're getting rid of stuff like the ability to claim asylum and sending people back to countries where you know is fucked up, some of them are dying too. Right now, we got the nation of Cuba under an oil embargo. So they cannot receive any oil. We took over Venezuela, so none of the oil that Venezuela was sending Cuba can go there. So they're dealing with blackouts. They're estimating the average Cuban citizen only has power for 3 hours out of the whole day. We did that, and we're deporting Cubans back into that. You don't think people are being seriously harmed by that? We're deporting people back into that decrepit environment. Cuba wasn't doing well to begin with before the Trump administration. Now they're dealing with constant blackouts, and we're deporting people back into that. Yes, he's killing people. Yes, people are dying because of what Trump is doing. Whether you favor it or not, the law is the law. You got to, whatever the case may be. But yes, people are dying based on what he's doing. Deporting people back to Haiti. You think Haiti is a wild, wild west? There's a reason why these people had temporary protected status. There's a reason why you could claim asylum. A lot of these folks are running from deadly situations. We're now telling you, you can't run us anymore. Make no mistake about it. We claim we're helping out Iranians that were being killed protest. If an Iranian showed up on the shores of the United States trying to seek asylum, we would send them back to Iran. We would not let them stay either. So yeah, his policies are killing people. There's no denying that. Anyway, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 70,000. Travelman, appreciate the money gun. Looking in the comments, Christ, what does that say? Is Christ or Trump? Is that what I'm looking at? Not both. Wow. Someone said, Blood Link says Christ, as in Jesus Christ, Christ or Trump, not both. What are you suggesting? You can't be a true believer in Christ and support Trump at the same time? Is that what I'm hearing? Maybe people shouldn't have children they can't pay for. Not our responsibility. That's cold. That's cold. People shouldn't have children. That sounds like the Charlie Kirk thing where children in school shouldn't get free lunch, even if the parents can't afford it. That's cold. And I'll tell you this. It makes no sense to me at all for folks to make statements like that and then also claim to be pro-life. Contradictory terms if there ever was one. I worked with a foreign guy. He said he wouldn't go back to his homeland. He would be looked at as a failure or get robbed. Yeah, I mean, we're sending people back into those environments. I'm going to go back to the box, tap the screen, get the likes on up if you're watching on YouTube. If you happen to be watching us on Instagram or Substack, follow the program. If you're watching us on TikTok as well. If you're watching on YouTube, give your boy a sub. We're here most weekdays. Nevertheless, moving. And by the way, help your boy with the hat mustache. We're a bit a ways from the goal. But we're gonna solicit it. Help your boy with the hat mustache and TikTok cap go. You know we gotta ask for that. Going back to the box, it's not the children's fault their parents are poor. They don't give a damn. Their response is, it's not my fault either. I do believe, not all MAGA, not all conservatives, but I do believe there are some MAGA that would be okay watching poor kids starve in America. I didn't have you. Your mom had you. She's irresponsible. So I do. I mean, because I've talked to them. I've talked to a few folks who have said it. Like, it's not society's fault that she's, I mean, there are some MAGA that would watch a kid. I mean, listen, we're kind of doing the same thing to the immigrants. That's kind of the same story we're telling them. So, yes, I do believe there are some MAGA that would have no problem watching poor Americans starve under the guise of, I figured out how to feed myself and my family. You didn't. Either you figure it out or you starve to death. I do. Isn't there a slogan? You don't work, you don't eat, or something like that? I do believe that there are some MAGA that would be okay watching that. USAID was investigated. Elon Musk, when he invaded our government, was you say USAID was investigating. Yes, that's true. That is true. Let me go back to the box. Cold stuff, though. Some of this stuff is very, very crisp and cold. Travelman, appreciate the support, by the way. Good evening, Travelman. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Tim, what's going on, man?
Man, it's been rough in here. Today's been a rough day, man.
Gangsta grandma was in rare form. Oh, man. But,
I don't think she was in rare form at all. That's natural gangster grandma. She just kept swinging at folks. Normally it's just me, but now she's swinging at the guests too.
Yeah, but that second time she came up was off the chain, man.
Well,
hey,
I got a lot of viewers that think she's spot on though.
Yeah, I know. So that the young brother that was up earlier. Mm-hmm. See, this is what they do. They repeat this shit over and over and over until people actually start believing it. Okay, and I'm talking about this. They want access, full access. They want late term this. They want ABs up until the time of birth. That's called murder. All right, that is so stupid that they even had a congressional committee, had a panel of women doctors, and they actually had the nerve to ask them that stupid ass question.
Yeah. Well, Trump even stated, because I did a few shows on this when he was campaigning. He not only talked about late term abortion, he said that there are women giving birth, they take the baby home, and then they return to the hospital the next day, and they make a decision with the doctor or not whether they want to terminate it.
Okay. And you know what, bro? Anybody that believes that is stuck on stupid.
People do believe
they are stuck on stupid. They're not doing the research. And the percentage of late term ABs is very, very low. And you have to have multiple doctor consents to get one of those, because that means either something drastically wrong with the baby or you about to kill over one or the other. These are things that happen.
Yeah, but I mean, like here's some conservatives said, good man, he voted his conscience. I mean, I
ain't got no problem with that. I was just explaining because he said that he didn't understand about late term and stuff like that. So I was just kind of hope he's listening, and so he could get an understanding of what it was. Because to me, they have turned that into another cut. They do culture war real good.
Yeah,
because they constantly repeat the same shit over and over and over.
Yeah, because Trump has also said when he was campaigning that you send your son to school and 3 days later he come back a girl. Yeah, people believe that.
You know what? Once again, stuck on stupid. You have 3 million trans people in this country. 3 million that identify as trans out of 350 million. You would think that is 25% of the population because it is so much time spent on talking about bullshit.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Because 9 times out of 10. If somebody ever transitioning to a trans woman walk into the bathroom, 9 times out of 10 looks like a woman. And if they went over into a stall and sat down and used the bathroom, how would you know that's a man?
It's a good point. What I don't like is, in addition to that, but the whole reason they don't want they don't want trans in bathrooms to begin with, is the notion that these folks are going to be some kind of sexual predators. And that's where I have
in that case, they shouldn't go to church.
Great point.
Okay.
But that's my issue on it. How
much money had the Catholic Church paid out?
Millions. Double
and they
digit
still send their
millions.
kids there.
Yeah, double
But
digit.
they don't want, we can't have a drag queen reading a story, but we're going to go up here to Father John, even though he just been snatched up because he abused 300 boys, you know? But
I never understood. I'll just say
we
this.
got other things going on. I'm not going to even waste my time on that.
Yeah, but I'll just say this though. I never could hold on. I would just say this. I never understood where this whole being transgender equates to being a pedo came from. I don't know where there's this whole instance of transgender people abusing kids. I mean, because they make it sound like these folks are so harmful to kids. I don't know where it's coming from.
It's part of the culture war. They went from what was it, CRT to trans to LGBTQ. It's all part of the culture war. That's all it is. That's what they love, culture wars, and that's what they go on, because people they repeat the same lies over and over and over and over again because people don't do the research. I give you a classic example, and this is not a culture war thing, but this is on the USAID where they talking about, well, you know, USAID was robbing everybody. They was robbing them blind and wasn't even going to the poor. Okay, go do your damn research. All that shit they were talking about was debunked, or either it wasn't USAID, some of it was State Department or other government agencies. But see, they don't never want to say that. They want to go by the shit that sounds good. But see, do you hear them talking about Doe? Oh, Doe's found that. Okay, did Doge find that when they also stole all them damn Social Security numbers and shit and Social Security information?
Yeah, I don't personally see anything Doge did that was beneficial to Americans. I don't see anything he did. Yeah,
it was a joke.
But real quick in the comments, Mr. G says there were so many damaging things about Trump that should have had people not voting for him, yet they still did. The one thing about Harris was a no. So he's talking about the abortion thing, but yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. Dude was bruh.
I gotta disagree to some degree, because this is what I say all the time. I totally understand why people voted for Trump. There were a lot of legitimate reasons to vote for Trump. Fact is, he was promising a lot of good shit. He was going to end the wars. He was going to lower grocery prices on day one. Gas prices were going to come down. I mean, he promised a lot of good shit. I mean, the no tax on tips came from him. I can understand people voting for that. He made some really good promises.
But how much of it did he actually control?
I'm just
saying. He don't control the price of gas. He don't control the price of groceries. He don't. You know, he can't stop war. That shit's still ongoing. Matter of fact, we went into other wars, right? You know what, bro? Much as I hate to say it, and people can say what they want to say. Anybody that say Kamala Harris was not qualified to be president, they are suffering from head up Trump's ass syndrome. There have been two women that ran for president, and both of them was qualified to fucking be president. And I'm not a Hillary Clinton fan, but you cannot say that woman wasn't qualified to be president. And people can say what they want to say. They've been investigating her ass since 1992. You remember Whitewater? Yeah. They've been investigating her and Slick Willie since 1992.
Are you suggesting it's a Clinton witch hunt?
Okay, what have they got her on?
Nothing.
What have they? Only thing they got Clinton on was he got a blowjob in the Oval Office and he lied about it. And when you cheat, what do?
You lie about it.
Okay.
You lie about it.
Now, let's take a look at the other side. They investigated Trump, and what did they come up with? He cheated people at Trump University. They shut down his freaking charity because he was ripping people off. That's just two. Actually, that's two where he was actually hurting other people. But they still take around. Look here, bro. You had 3 4-star generals that worked in his administration. A Marine, 2 Marines, and an Army guy said, "Do not vote for this guy. Do not let him within 100 miles of the Oval Office." And we did it anyway.
Actually, it goes further than that. Hold on. Here's what I'm saying. I don't know of really any member of his first administration that said he should be put back in. Like most of the members of his first administration are all over TV now. The Boltons, the Scaramucci's, they're all over TV chastising him and saying this was a bad dude. What was the other guy? William Barr, Attorney General. Most of his cabinet members are saying he was a bad dude. I don't understand it, but we did vote for him again, I guess.
he got one person, Stephen Miller. That's the one person from his first administration. But you know what? I'm not gonna get stuck on that because I don't have much time. I want to talk about these Alaska King crab legs and these ribeye steaks and all that good shit. Okay. Hey, let me tell you, Tim, I served on 3 aircraft carriers, okay? And let me tell you, we eat good. Yeah, we have steak and lobster every once in a while. Every once in a while. Yeah, every once in a while. You have it every once in a while. You know, things like that. You have, at the end of every fiscal year, they have to spend a certain amount of money. The myth is, or the belief was that if you don't spend what you budgeted for, then next year you might get cut. Okay?
But that means it's waste.
But no, because see, like when I worked at Customs, we bought equipment. We bought servers. We bought, things like that we needed. I ain't never seen no shit like that. But then again, when you put a shithead in charge of DOD, you get shit. Okay? And now we over here creating havoc throughout the entire damn Middle East.
But I gotta say, Trevor, man, he probably bought some votes with that. If all of a sudden you get Pete Hegseth in as the Secretary of War and people are suddenly eating abundance of lobster and shit like that, I'm voting for this motherfucker again. I mean, he probably got some votes with that.
Yeah, but you know what though? You know what's gonna offset that lobster and shit?
What?
Is that you got me separated from my family for 10 months and I'm sitting out in the ocean.
That's a great counterpoint.
So your ass got to go.
But why you out here? You eating crab legs though. See, I don't like when they put you on the submarine. You're gonna be away from everything. You can't even get on the internet or get mail. But you're eating good while you're down here.
Yeah. That's true. It was what else? It was something else going on. Oh man, I can't think of what it was now. Something they did. I think it has to do with they done pretty much shut. The Strait of Hormuz isn't shut down technically.
Well, they got mines and shit in it, and they're striking boats.
Exactly. Nobody's going through
right.
it.
Well, did you hear what? But did you hear what? I want to play this for you because it's interesting you mentioned that. This is your president. He had a statement to say about that. I want you to hear this. It's only a few seconds long, but it's in regards to what we're talking about.
CEOs of various oil companies encouraging them to use the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should use it. They laid mines in the Strait. In my opinion, look, we took out just about all of their mine ships in one night. We're up to boat number 60. I didn't realize they had that big a Navy. I would say it was big and ineffective. But every one of their ships, just about all of their Navy is gone. Bottom of the sea.
What he is saying is we took out most of their mine boats and we took out their Navy and all that. He's saying people should go ahead and use the Strait of Hormuz. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Get a motherfucker killed. He gonna get somebody killed.
All it's gonna take is one ship to hit a mine.
Right.
That's all it takes is one. And ain't nobody coming through there. Right. And that's pretty much how it is. It's just not gonna happen. But we got things going on. They hit the Bahrain, which is the headquarters of the Fifth Fleet, and knocked out one of the top radar systems over there. It's all kind of crazy. Yeah, it's all kind of stuff going on, man.
So I mean, Trump makes it sound like Iran is on their last leg and dilapidated, but it does sound like they still putting up a fight.
Well, you can't. Okay, when this finishes up, what will we have accomplished? Okay, first of all, we took out the nukes. Okay, but they said we obliterated their nuclear program back.
That statement is gonna that we obliterated their go back with George Bush mission accomplished. Yeah, that's never gonna age well. That's never gonna age well.
And then so he pulled us out of JCPOA back in 2017 or 18. Nothing was ever put in place. Iran actually stuck with the JCPOA for a year after we pulled out of it. And then they started the enrichment.
So you're saying, unlike what the Trump administration and Trump supporters are saying, you're saying Iran was actually following that deal he made with Obama.
Until they pulled out. That's what the other countries say, and that's what the IEA say.
Andrew,
now, people like to make it seem like this was a U.S. deal. It was U.S., Russia, it was 11 countries involved in that. And we pulled out of it.
That's
And
why,
then
but
it
see,
went
that's
down.
why I get hammered from Gangsta Grandma and a lot of my liberal viewers when I say that that Kamala Harris was a bad candidate, because Trump supporters know what even if he don't meet his promises, he makes sure you know a lot of what's going on, even if he wants to direct you in an area about something that may not be true, but he keeps you informed on what he believes you need to know. The Democrats did a terrible job of that. Like what you're talking about with all of the other countries involved in the Iran deal. Most Democrats probably don't know that. I mean, yeah, they did a terrible job. Trump does a much better job talking to his supporters than the Democrats do.
Okay, but let me ask you this, though. Let me put one more thing on, then I got a question for you. The other thing was, we need to hit their ICBMs because they were within weeks of developing an ICBM that could reach the United States. Total bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any they have a very immature or very beginning stages of a space program. They have a vehicle to go into it, but they don't have a re-entry vehicle. So they were 10 years, and the experts say they were 10 years away from developing a re-entry vehicle that they would need to attach the ICBM to make it to the United States. So that was a lie.
Yeah, the crazy thing is most of the civilized world, the Western world, know that Trump is lying to people. I mean, just like when he said Iran blew up their own school. I'm sure the leader of France and UK and all of them, are you hearing it? Picking up the phone. Let me call Macron. Are you hearing this bullshit? I mean, they know we lie.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Now you say he does. He's transparent. You say he talks to the press all the time.
Yeah.
But let me ask you. When was the time? Call came in. When was the time that Trump stood up and held a press conference and he wasn't lying?
Well, he don't lie about everything when he's talking. I mean, he made it. Look,
that's not what I asked you, Tim. Okay, if Trump give a press conference, if he stands up and do 10 visits to the reporters, how many times during that talk would he tell the truth? Out of 10, how many out of 10 would be truthful?
Well, I'm going to say, because he brings stuff up like the 2020 election and all that shit so often, I'm going to say 10 times out of 10 he's going to say something that's not true, because he keeps pushing a lot. I mean, look, the transgender stuff, the illegal immigration, I mean, he does just his numbers. If he gives you data, chances are the data is inaccurate. So probably every time he talks.
He's a pathological liar. And not only that, people need to take a look. He has decimated the freaking government. All our experts are gone. The anti-terrorism guys at the FBI, the Iran experts at the FBI, at the DOJ, at the Intel agency, they're all gone, Tim. That motherfucker that got 3 eyes in his head, Kash Patel, he fucking wiped out the damn. And there's no experience.
Why do you think they did that? And I see in the comments somebody said same for Clinton and Obama. I always say this. No. Let me just say this. I always say this though. If Trump does something, let's say that's wrong or people perceive it as wrong, bringing up Biden or Obama is not an excuse for Trump. Snitching has never been an excuse for bad behavior. So maybe Obama or Biden or somebody else did do it. That's not a defense. Like the Epstein list. Well, why didn't Biden release it? Why didn't Obama? That's not a defense for Trump not releasing it. So go ahead.
It's a whataboutism. But see, the thing is, like he just said, he mentioned Biden and Obama. Okay, the dude that wrote that. Tell me when Biden and Obama took out the whole top level of the FBI and the whole top level of the DOJ because they were investigating somebody that was a friend of them. That's what they did.
Why do you think MAGA's okay with I mean, does MAGA believe that all of these government entities are all waste? I mean, we don't need the EPA, we don't need the IRS. I mean, because MAGA's not saying anything about this. MAGA's okay with this stuff.
Because all they watch is the right wing. They get everything out of their right wing media ecosystem. That's it. And when your head is stuck in a spinner muscle, you have a hard time getting it out. When you have head up Trump's ass syndrome, everything that he says, you believe. So therefore, it doesn't matter. They not really when you talk to somebody a MAGA about them snatching people off the street, they'll tell you, "Well, I haven't seen that."
Yeah.
You got hundreds of videos.
That is true. That is true.
You go back and take a look, and they swept them down. Doge did a good job. It was just a report out today, And I said it a long time ago when Doge went into Social Security and IRS, and I said back then, they got freaking portable hard drives, terabytes of shit, and they gonna steal data. And what's a report out now? One of the Doge guys got busted selling damn Social Security information to people. Wow. Now, what kind of shit is that? Have you heard? Now, you heard Doge say anything about that? No. That knucklehead that was up here earlier talking about USAID was freaking stealing money. They stole our private information and gave it away.
Yeah, you're not going to, I don't think, Trump takes credit for anything he believes this administration does that's good. You don't hear him bragging about Doge at all. Once Doge was shut down, you never heard him talk about Doge again. Never mentioned it.
That's it. And when they did USA, that did damage. That did damage to our international soft power. Okay? And they were also found by a judge to have acted illegally as far as the Voice of America type shit. All that stuff was concerned. A judge ruled against them on that with that crazy ass woman, Lake, whatever her name is.
You talking about Carrie Lake out in Arizona?
Yeah, that he put in front of, that he put in charge of them. Yeah. They ruled against her. Wow. I mean, it's just so much. It's so much shit going on at one time that people have a hard time following all of it. But see, I'm retired. I ain't got no job. and not only that, I read a lot, and I'm not Democrat. I've never been a member of a party in my life, and I've never been a member of a union because I was in the military. And when I got out, I was in IT, and we don't have unions, so I've never been a member of either one of them. I vote for who I think is best, for the country.
Did you vote for Trump any of the 3 times?
Dude, I've been following Trump since the 80s, Tim. There is no way in the Sam hell I could ever vote for this dude.
Well, in the 80s, Trump identified as a Democrat. He was for assault rifles, bans, and everything.
But look at the shit that he was doing. Go read this. I was reading his books and stuff. Go listen. Go look at his stuff. I'm not. And we've been talking now over a year, Tim. You never heard me call Trump a racist. No. Never. Because MAGA wait on you to use that term because they can come back at you. I never call him that. Fair point. But it just, I just couldn't do it, man. This dude, he has no moral bearing. He's a wasted hunk of protoplasm. Okay? And like I said, I voted Republican before. I live in Stafford County, which is like a very conservative county in Virginia. Very conservative. I looked out my window one day. It was a damn crowd of them Confederate flag knuckleheads across the street from my office, marching around with the Confederate flag. Matter of fact, if you were driving up 95 coming south from 95, and you coming up going north, you will see at one time a giant ass Confederate flag.
I've seen it as an over the road. I've seen it as an over the road driver. They got a giant one down in Alabama. Yeah. I think they had one in Tennessee or South. I mean, not Tennessee. Yeah. South Carolina.
Well, and they finally got it taken down. But we went through the county people and all kind of shit. But it was on private property. So I don't really care. But it's just Trump. No, he has done more damage to this country. It is going to take us freaking decades.
We'll see. Troubleman, I do got to move it on, but I want you to be wrong. I want you to be wrong. I don't want any damage lasting decades. I'm hoping you're wrong, man.
It would be nice.
Yeah. Troubleman, take care now. Anytime. Thank you. By the way, tap the screen. Get us on up to 90,000. A lot of lazy thumbs in here. Let your thumbs not be lazy. Feel free to share the live if you want. User says, hey, man, thanks. You have made my day. Thank you. He's right, unfortunately, says just be in LA or something. Says anyway, tap the screen, help us get the likes on up. I definitely need you guys to do that. Did I read that there were so many that they should have? They still okay. I see that. Mr. G says Trump is the politician's politician. He is the swamp, says Mr. G. Trump is the politician's politician. He is the swamp. That's about. Well, I will say this: there is someone out there. I cannot think of who ushered this quote, but they indicated, or they basically stated, that the Trump administration, they are the elites that they pretend to hate. This is what someone said. I'll leave it up to you whether to denote if you think that's true or not. But the statement was that the Trump administration, particularly President Trump himself, they are the elites that they pretend to hate, was the statement. Now, I will say this. Trump promised to drain the swamp. Lock her up. Hillary Clinton was going to pay. He was going to, expose the deep state and things like that. That didn't happen. And this is why I say there were legitimate reasons to vote for Trump. People wanted that to happen. Even a lot of Democrats did. And KG, appreciate the hat and mustache. Thank you guys for helping me get close to the goal. Thanks some of you folks for supporting the program. But I will say that Trump made promises that people wanted the swamp to be drained. A lot of people believe that politicians are making too much money and getting too many benefits simply for doing a civic duty of being a politician. Trump gave the indication that we were going to get that if we voted for him. Things like term limits, things that people really want. A lot of folks believe, even on the Democrat side, that Hillary Clinton was crooked. And Trump gave the indication that she would get locked up. And he didn't meet any of those promises. In fact, now that he has become president, I don't think anybody doubts that President Trump is making a ton of money off of the office. So he literally became what he promised he was going to get rid of. His kids are making, remember Obama? They were accusing Obama of having his kids, nepotism, trying to bring his kids in the office because his family lived in the White House. Remember Hunter Biden? 10% to the big guy. His kid was making a ton of money because his dad was president. Trump is doing this stuff out in the open. Trump was put in because we were hoping he would stop that type of shit. He just perpetrated it on steroids. All of his kids are making a killing. Even the young one, Barron, is now got some kind of drone company that has government contracts. Only way that happened is because your dad's president. I mean, they're donating money to companies that were just invented, or better yet, allocating money to companies that were just invented a few days prior. He gave us the indication he was going to stop this type of stuff. Creating your own crypto? Wow, president? Jeez. So yeah, I absolutely still stand by the statement. There were legitimate reasons to vote for Trump, but he hasn't measured up on them. I mean, he's doing exactly what he proposed and terminate. He's doing it. I mean, a politician getting a jet from another country. That's the kind of stuff we was hoping that, stopping politicians from getting gifts and things that may persuade their legislation in office. That was something you want to expose that and stop that. That's corruptness. He's doing it. And then, of course, you hear later on that he gets a jet from Qatar that was supposedly free, no strings attached. And then now you hear they're training members of the Qatar military how to fly jets in Idaho. So he kind of gave us the inclination that he was going to stop that stuff, not take it all the way to the next level. I'll tell you this, the ballroom that's being built as an addition to the White House. First, there was an argument about, the taxpayer money shouldn't be going to a damn ballroom. Trump countered by saying, no, it's not taxpayer funded. It's coming from donors. Just like with the Qatar jet, the question has to be asked, why are they just giving you millions of dollars to build a ballroom? We were told a Qatar jet had no strings attached. Why would a bunch of people that are extremely wealthy just give you money to build a ballroom? And of course, he's never going to tell you who the people are. So there could be behind, look, the optics of it looks terrible. The optics of, you're getting millions of dollars from anonymous people to build a ballroom. So if you do something for the people in return, we won't know what it is because you never told us who they are. This is kind of corrupt out in the open. Even if you support Trump, you got to question how the hell, the only defense for what's going on right now is to simply point to another president that done something similar, because there's no defense for what he's doing. The only defense for what he is doing is to point to a swamp creature and say, well, that person did it too. That's not a defense for him. What he is doing is corrupt. That is corrupt to do that. Pointing out that Biden did it with Burisma or Obama or Bill Clinton or something, that ain't a defense for him. What he is doing is corrupt. That is, you're taking money from anonymous donors, and we don't know who they are, so we don't know if you actually reward them in return. You know, the tech bros surrounded themselves with Trump. Many of them were liberals. You know, think about how liberal people were saying Bill Gates was during the Biden administration and before. Same thing with Mark Zuckerberg. Definite liberals. Trump becomes president. Suddenly there it is, inauguration and all of this shit. They were saying Elon Musk was liberal as well. You don't think them people are getting something for hanging around him like that? Anyway, let me go back to the box. Give me generous friends over stingy ones if I have a choice. Big App, I want generous friends over stingy ones as well. But look, if you can see that children should not get free lunches in schools, and thank you, Antonio. Appreciate the hat and mustache helping your boy out. Appreciate that. Thank you. If you believe, like Charlie Kirk, that a child should not get free lunches in schools, how the hell do you support a president getting the free ballroom? What happened to there is no such thing as a free lunch? If you believe that folks at the bottom should not be given free shit by the Democrats, but you support Trump getting free shit from other rich folks, got to make that make sense. Because at the end of the day, the stuff ain't free. It is not free. There is something on the back end coming for that, and it's probably going to be coming from you as a taxpayer. MAGA reacts. Good evening, MAGA. Didn't come out of my tax dollars. No, hold on a second, MAGA reacts. The ballroom didn't come out of your tax dollars. That may be true, but what Trump ends up doing to repay them for the ballroom may come out of your tax dollars. You just don't know what the repayment is going to be. So no, on the front end, it doesn't come out of your tax dollars, but you don't know how he's going to repay those folks. It may actually come out of your tax dollars. It may be your fucking job. Or it may be, you don't know what he's going to give them. You just don't know. It may come out of your water supply. May end up being waste dumped in your neighborhood. You don't know what the repayment is. MAGA, good evening.
Hey, what's going on?
No, not much at all. Not much at all, man. Am I wrong on this? The president receiving gifts. Am I getting this wrong?
Half wrong.
Explain.
We didn't. Well, the reason we're upset with Hunter because it was like Russians and these people that hated America were doing it. If it's just Americans trying to, as long as like you're not betraying America and Americans for the money, that's what we care about. Doing shit for money is the American way.
Well, let me just say this.
Russia or other countries that hate us and you're just selling us out, that's different.
Well, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, Maggie. We know what you're saying in regards to doing it for Russian money. That's two known entities. Because we don't know who donated money to President Trump's ballroom, it could be Russians. You don't know. So in one case, you're blaming a bad entity that you know. The other case, the donors are anonymous. It actually could be Russians again.
I don't know. That's something you need to find out. But that's all I'm saying is that's the difference between why you care in one situation and you don't care about the other. Is it Russians? Is it someone that's trying to hurt America? Or, like the other thing with the elites that you said, it's not that, both sides have elites. The difference is I think Republicans have more like elites that have their money in America, where the left, their money is like all overseas and shit. They want to get their shit from China while, the Republicans, the elites want their shit in America.
I don't know because, okay, first of all, you're talking big oil, which leans right. All of that money ain't in America. You're talking about outsourcing labor to China, all of those type of deals. Corporations that are getting their cheap labor. All of that's not liberal. There's tons. I don't agree with you. Go ahead.
But from what I've seen, the people that have their money in America tend to lean more right, tend to be pro-Trump. And the ones that have their money overseas, they're the ones that are kind of upset with Trump right now.
All of Hollywood has their money in America. They're mostly left.
No, they don't. They make their movies in Canada and all over the place.
I don't mean their money is there. If Golden Globus wants to produce a movie I'm making in Canada, I'm going to get paid and I'm going to continue living in Hollywood. My money ain't in Canada just because I went there to make a movie.
There's always exceptions to the rule. You're not really disproving my point. But it's just a rough idea to how most of the voters are, or most of the elites are in these situations.
I don't understand. But
Okay.
but
That's fine.
So
It's just an example.
okay, and I don't. I'm gonna go on record to say I don't agree with it. But so you do agree though that a president taking money from anonymous sources is a bad thing.
I mean, if there are sources that want to harm America and they don't care about America, yes.
Well, there's a reason. You think there's not a reason why he's keeping them anonymous? I mean, if they were the good guys wanting to do something, hold on, hear me out. If they were good guys wanting to do something patriotic, like donate money to expand our nation's White House, Trump would tell you that. That's something that sounds good at a State of the Union or something. The fact that he's keeping them anonymous probably means there's things you would question about them.
Yeah, the problem is, I remember like a year ago where anyone who donated to Trump was getting called out by the left and getting death threats and shit like that. You don't think they're gonna get death threats if Trump, like, hey, they donated to the ballroom?
No.
See how crazy the left is, you know?
Because the ballroom because the White House is not Trump.
He wasn't even on the right, and she attacked him.
No, I don't. I think if Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or Mark Cuban even decided, I believe our ballroom, I believe our White House, when we invite guests over, they should have a decent place to be in instead of they're hosting parties in tents or whatever. I believe the White House is something a proud nation like America should have. And I donated $20 million. I don't think if somebody said that they would receive death threats because the White House is going to go on beyond Trump. I don't believe they would get death threats.
Listen, it's Trump. They all receive death threats.
But they're not donating to Trump. They're donating to the White House.
But still, people are against this whole thing anyway because Trump did it, and that's why they'll fucking go after them.
I don't think they would. I think.
Listen, some people could take the heat and they don't care and they want the credit, but I could understand wanting to be anonymous because of the current situation.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, if you donated money to Trump, would you tell fucking gangster grandma or put it on public place where everybody knows that you donated money to Trump?
Sorry, say that again?
If you donated money to Trump, would you tell gangster grandma?
Well, now you're talking about donating money to Trump, not the White House.
Right. If you even the ballroom, if you donated money to ballroom, would you announce it so people like gangster grandma who she just fucking chewed a guy out and called him the N-word for being in the middle. He wasn't even on the right.
I could bring gangster grandma up as the first guest. Say hello to her, and she's going to chew me out. That's just what she does. If I donated money to some type of structure in America that's in DC, and it happened under the Trump administration, I would have no problem admitting that. I think, like I just orated, like I just told you.
See how they'll attack you for nothing. And this isn't nothing either.
Since when does anybody around Trump care about getting attacked? They're doing stuff that is far more controversial than that. They don't care about this shit.
But you don't know No, these donors are not like people in politics. These are just rich people that want to help out certain situations. Again, I don't like to speak about shit where I don't have all the facts in front of me. I'm just giving you like a rough idea how they could get chewed out for just, they could get their business boycotted. Yeah. They could get in a lot of shit for just trying to get a ballroom built and donate.
You and I disagree on it because, like I said, if you're able to orate it properly, look, I'm not necessarily a fan of President Trump or even Kamala Harris, but I do. Hold on. No, if you orate it properly, I'm not a fan of either candidate. I'm not doing this for politics. I do believe in our nation's White House presenting this image. So I donated money to the White House. It's not going to Trump. It's not going to Kamala. I don't think they're going to keep fucking with that guy.
Listen, they're not going to get a chance to orate shit. They're going to have 10 articles written about them, how they're secretly Nazi, and they're going to get chewed out. Like, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't even want the chance of that happening.
We disagree. Because chances are people going to find out who the people are anyway. Once you get a Democrat in office and they start going through, because Trump is making a ton of money in the White House. They're going to find out eventually who all these people are that are funneling money to his family and all this shit. It's going to come out regardless. They're going to find out. They just don't know under Trump. They're going to find this stuff out.
Eventually, I mean, no, because they're gonna want to defend the fucking donors in general because they don't want the same shit on the left either.
Doesn't matter if you donated millions of dollars to have a ballroom added to the White House. That record, that paperwork and record of that is out there somewhere. And whoever replaces Trump on the left, they're going to have access to that. They will eventually find out all of the people that donated money to that ballroom. They will find them out.
All right, and if it's someone evil, you should call them out and prosecute them and go after Trump for selling out America. If it's someone evil, but if it's just regular, people just helping out, then I understand them wanting to be left alone. And why would you even call them out if they're just regular people?
I don't think it would go anywhere near as bad as you thought. But of course, you got a galaxy.
I've seen it happen already, Tim. I've seen it happen. I've seen people who did shit like this get chewed out. It's not like we don't have examples of it.
Hey, you just be quiet, man. Like you're all up in a pretzel. For one, do you know how dumb you motherfuckers sound? This is why we need education to be the top priority. Because you're sucking on this man so bad. Do you realize that your little orange Jesus is suing us?
People want to be safe from crazy people like you.
Oh, shut up.
The fact that
he don't even like your fucking ass.
Why am I anonymous? Because
you're
I don't
not white.
Come to my house.
Maggot reacts. You're not white. Quit sucking on his dick.
I never said it was
God.
white.
Cut the shit out.
You're white.
Because you know what?
You're
not even, let me tell you, you're not even from here. You stupid Riri.
What is it not being? Wait. What is it not being from here? What is it not?
But let me tell you something. He's over here complaining about people donating for the ballroom. Nobody donated. It's a bunch of lies. Because guess what? The same mofo is suing us for money. The exact same amount that's going to go for the ballroom. So, you stupid numbnut.
So where do you think the ballroom money came from, gangster?
It's coming from us. It's coming from us.
So you believe the ballroom is? So you believe Trump lied and the ballroom is being paid for by taxpayers?
Yeah, because he's suing. Okay, you know what? It walks like a duck. It talks like a duck. Quack, quack is a duck. And this Riri folded himself in a pretzel that defended a white tea man that don't even care about you. Okay, he said it. He's suing us.
Okay, so let me ask him. Okay, let me ask him that. MAGA reacts. Do you because I think she could possibly be right. Do you think it's a possibility that Trump lied and the money is actually coming out of taxpayer money and not from donors?
I don't know. This is the fact that there's like people out there throwing their money. Like, look at her. She just paid $10 to come up here and call me names. People waste their money on almost anything.
You know why? Democrats were not broke like you. We're not broke.
Exactly.
I live in Cali. Okay, I make money.
On the White House.
I could do this. I could do this, Pookie. I don't live on a budget. I don't need a blue state to cover a red state, Pookie. I don't get food stamps.
Wow.
Unlike the white tea asses do. We have to.
You said he's not white. You said he's not white.
House. I better win.
No, you know what? That's even worse because he thinks he is. He wants to be at the white man's table, and he's never going to be. Because you know why? He doesn't even like your Egyptian ass. He banded you motherfuckers. Don't you understand that? He don't like you.
America and make sure America's running well. I don't want to hear this.
Are we running well, Maggie React?
Buy food for my fucking table.
Oh, be quiet. You don't even know how to buy fucking food. You have other people buying it, you fucking numbnut. You know what? Let me tell you something about your stupid ass. You know, you're so sucking on a white man's cock. It's dripping from your fucking mouth that you think that the United States is so better right now. Your gas in Cali is like $8 right now. Okay? Okay.
I mean, California gas is going to be high no matter what.
Shut up. Get the cock out your mouth. They're gagging on it, okay? And let me tell you something. You don't think it's not going to come and hit you in the... You know what? Let me tell you something. I do not like...
They took Gangsta Grandma down. I didn't do that. The app took Gangsta Grandma down for some reason. I did not do that. Because she had the Galaxy. I certainly didn't do that. But she's welcome back on the program. I don't know what it took her there. But let me ask you something.
This is why you need Zoom, so that you can't kick people.
Yeah, well, that may be. And I see somebody handsome. I see you, handsome conservative. But let me ask you though. So you believe it is somewhat possible that Trump may have lied about the money coming from donors, though?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I think he's telling the truth because there's so many donors out there that want to donate. Why would he need to lie
But do you
about that?
believe
It's
people
not
would
that much
donate
money.
millions? Do you believe people would donate millions of dollars to him, no strings attached?
Yes, there's people that do that all day
No,
long.
they. Who are they? Who the fuck are these
I don't want to
people?
say no strings attached. There's going to be some like benefit.
Right, right. There's some attached to it. Who are these people that donate millions of dollars, no strings attached? I don't believe that
Who
that
are the
exists.
people that donate money to the DNC? The DNC had $2 billion.
Yeah, but there's strings attached to that. They expect the DNC to get in there and do things that are in their favor. There are strings attached to that money they give to the DNC.
Or they just, because the DNC aligns with their values, they know it's going to be to their favor.
Right. But there is something attached to it. There is Trump is already president. You don't need to donate money for a ballroom. You already got him in there. So you only would do that if you want something else out of him.
Look, people have been donating money since the beginning of fucking time. It's whatever. It's their money. They can do whatever they want with it.
Let me just say it like this.
As long as those strings are not fucking hurting anyone and they're not fucking.
How do you know when the whole thing is anonymous? How do you know it's not hurting anyone?
Listen, do you know every donor for the DNC and the RNC?
Yeah, they have to list that. Yes, they have to list that because if they misappropriate the campaign funds, they can go to jail. Yes, they have to list who those people are. Yeah, it's available.
I don't think the super PACs work like that. You're thinking of like direct donations. But look, this isn't really, I mean, you keep asking me shit like I don't know 100%. I don't know who the donors are. I don't know if they're getting benefits or they're getting a tug job or they're getting anything. I don't know why they're doing it. But people have been doing it forever without getting benefits. Some people are just wealthy and they.
I don't believe anybody is. I don't believe anybody has received millions of dollars in donations from anybody else and they did not get a benefit from it. If somebody gives you that kind of money, they want something for it. They may not tell you what it is, but you're giving that person something in response. They're not just doing that out of the kindness of their heart. A ballroom? This ain't starving kids. This is a fucking ballroom. Let me just say it like, hold on. Let me say it like this. Usually when people give money, let's say you want to give money to a hospital so they'll create a wing, your name goes on it. Maybe there's a bench out front that they put your name with. Your name is attached to that donation. People don't give this kind of money without requiring any no kind of thank you that's official, nothing. They're doing it because they're getting some behind the scenes you don't know about.
First of all, I don't even know if the donations are anonymous. That's something you just said. And by the way, I hate to pivot, but I want to mention something before I run out of time.
Well, before you do, you got a little time before you do. Mr. G says indication that Black MAGA is a self-hate group. Look at the Texas Senate primary. Wesley Hunt even they didn't want him, just a shot to rag on Jasmine Crockett. I'm not aware of. I know Jasmine Crockett lost. The rest of it I don't quite get. I'd have to look into it. Go ahead, MAGA.
No, about lying and shit. Remember I called you out and I was like, you lie just like Trump does? Remember that? I saw a video from you the other day where you're like, why are these people celebrating their son dying? Do you remember that video? Did you see my comment?
Yeah, I think somebody suggested it was I got corrected on it. I was told that video was not in regards to a death from Iran. I got corrected on it. I wasn't lying. I didn't know. I corrected that. Yeah.
Okay, so were you lying when you put that video up? Or
Misinformation.
Exactly. You made a mistake.
But if I knew that ahead, here's the difference. Misinformation is you put some shit out there that's not correct. Lying is you know it ain't correct and you put it out there anyway.
But some of it is just you didn't know it was correct, or we don't know yet.
When I get told, put it this way,
it gets repeated after we found out the truth. But
I because I post so much content, I make the mistake of misinformation. It happens. And when people advise me that it's misinformation, I'll quickly look it up and delete the content. That's how misinformation, like for instance, Trump, this whole monkey thing and what my staffer did it. When you don't apologize or correct shit, now that's different. I don't do that. If I'm wrong, I will address the matter. That's just me. I don't normally apologize. I don't normally correct it. No, that's when it becomes really wrong. Is when somebody does it. I don't do that.
No, I got you. But I'm just saying, like, you see how like easily I could call you a liar for that, and you guys, it's not all the time.
But notice I didn't run from it. Notice I didn't run from it. I didn't try to pretend like I didn't know what you were talking about. That kind of crazy
you're
shit.
Not Trump. You're not Trump. But you know what you said? Because of all the content you post, and Trump has the same issue because of all the content he's involved in.
Trump is claiming that some of the lies he posts ain't even coming from him. He's claiming other people have access to his account and they post lies on it.
He definitely lies. I never said he didn't lie. But some of the shit is just not lies. It's just shit that we didn't know the answer to at the time. And once we figured out the answer, he just stopped saying it.
Wait a minute.
From him, and he'll stop repeating it.
So when he said that Iran bombed their own school full of girls, what do you think that was? When Pete Hegseth wouldn't even admit it right behind him. He just said that something he heard, or what did he say? Things are coming in to suggest that Iran bombed their own school full of girls. You believe that?
Well, I still don't think that we know yet the answer, but
I don't
believe it. I think I don't want to say he's lying. I think he's just taking advantage of the fact that we don't know yet. Until we have like a real answer, he's going to give the answer that's good for him. And then the other thing is, I was watching this like document, like a video from a year ago, where they were touring the Iranian, basically the Iranian rocket factory. And they had a missile that just looked just like a Tomahawk. It looked just like the one from the video. Michael says they confirmed it, so
yeah, I mean, but not only that, I want to make sure I want to hear this video because I think it's got something that some of this is what you just said, and I want to ask a question.
The United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
What has he seen? Based on what I've seen, they bombed their own. What has he seen? Because they've shown the footage. There is nothing there to indicate. What has he seen?
I think he's definitely lying.
Thank you.
You never know.
Thank you. He ain't seen shit to indicate that Iran did that. That's just a lie. Just like the Tomahawk thing is a lie as well, talking about, he's smart enough to know we haven't done business with Iran in terms of weapons since the late 1970s.
No, but I literally saw a video today where showing their rocket factory. I guess they showed NBC the rocket factory like a year ago, and they had one that looked just like the fucking one in the video.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that, though. He didn't say that they've created their own imitation Tomahawks. He made it sound like they have ours. I mean, he straight up, he know we ain't selling them Tomahawks. I mean, he lied about that too.
No, the thing that really hurts him is it all happened within this. Like, they would have to shoot their rocket, and it would have to hit the same time as the other three. So that's where, like, he really gets fucked. What are the odds that they had an imitation rocket and they shot it the same time we shot ours? I mean, that would take a lot of logistics that they just don't have.
Yeah, so it's pretty clear that he is just making shit up. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's just lying about this stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to cover for the U.S. military. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
He didn't fucking program that rocket.
And he's doing a bad job at it, but MAGA reacts, I gotta move it on. He's doing a bad job at it. I mean,
someone just galaxied me.
Well,
no worries.
It caught you at the end. All right, who did send a galaxy? I didn't see that. Tap the screen. Why are you dancing? Says Mike. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, he's not. Look, I'm not going to pretend like Trump is not the only one that tells lies to benefit the U.S. military. I mean, weapons of mass destruction, all of that shit was a lie as well. But he's not good at it. He's not good at the lies. You know, this whole notion that Iran would bomb its own school full of girls, that's not a good lie. I mean, that's something people knew. Why would they do that? Somebody came on the program, I think the other day, and asked me the question of, if America was under attack by another nation, what is the likelihood we would bomb one of our schools full of American girls to, I guess, to make it look like they did it or something? I mean, that's just, it was a bad lie. What he said was a really, really bad lie. I mean, it was obvious he was lying when he said it. And the same thing with the Tomahawk. The Tomahawk lie was so bad, somebody questioned him on it.
Footage showed that an American missile strike and a Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I haven't seen it. And I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they had more.
See, he didn't say. Now, my last guest was trying to indicate that Iran has some sort of counterfeit version of the Tomahawk. He just said Iran has Tomahawks. That is, now I'm going to chalk that up as opposed to being a lie. I'm going to chalk that up as misinformation. Maybe he's not smart enough to know that we don't sell Iran weapons. I mean, we stopped selling Iran weapons before the Tomahawk was invented. But he clearly just said Iran has Tomahawks. That is absolutely not true. But a reporter asked him a follow-up question that I want you to hear.
There is Iran, who also has some Tomahawks. I wish they had more. But whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a tomahawk is very generic. It's sold to other countries. But that's being investigated right now.
Listen to
You just
this.
suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a Tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation.
Ain't nobody told him that. Nobody told him that. This is just like what he just said in regards to somebody told him Iran bombed their own school. Ain't nobody told him that Iran has Tomahawks. He's lying at that point. At that point, it's pretty obvious he is lying. Yeah, somebody says that he should shut up. He's like, yeah, if you don't know, why would you make that statement? Handsome conservative. Is our president lying to us?
Is the president lying? Does presidents lie? Did that just start happening? Presidents just started lying.
So what did I just? No, you gotta.
Honestly, it sounds like a lie to me.
Okay.
I can't prove it, but it sounds like a lie to me.
Yeah.
But I love how you asked that. Did the president lie? Yeah, like that's never.
Well,
happened
you do know your counterpart, your friend, Straight Talk Commerce says he's never heard Trump lying.
Fuck straight talk. Fuck straight talk. Telling me I'm not conservative. I don't even think he's a Republican or white for that matter. He might be gangster grandma in disguise. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry.
I think you're in.
Please go ahead.
Well, I think if Gangsta Grandma, did she send a Galaxy? She said she sent the Galaxy. I think she may want to talk to you, but
oh crap! I'm so sorry.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought she said. But anyway, what do you think about this Iran thing? I mean, what is the goal there?
I told you what I think about Iran, and I will come up in front of your audience and I will admit I was wrong. If I am wrong, I am the happiest man on earth. I think we're going to put boots on the ground. I still think we're going to put boots on the ground. I might be wrong, but I think that's where it's heading.
So in other words, Trump.
I didn't run. God damn, you're slow as fucking hell. Can you add me after you talk to his idiot ass? I sent it so I could debate you.
Too.
Okay, we'll do that. So in other words, Trump saying he's not going to put boots on the ground. You believe he is. I believe he is, because he is saying the war should end soon because there is nothing else to target. So if he leaves,
nothing else to target.
That's what he's. Well,
what happened to what happened to complete surrender?
Yeah, what happened to that? I agree with that, but apparently. Maybe this is not popular. Maybe he knows how important a strong economy is going into the midterms, and he don't want gas prices to stay the way they are much longer.
Either way doesn't matter. I told you before, Tim, he's backed himself into a corner. He's going to either gain votes by completing this or he's going to lose votes by backing out. He's backed himself into a corner. But what I wanted to come up and say real fast is a couple of guests back, I respect the hell out of those guys. They voted their conscience. I don't care what party tells you how to vote. When you go into that voting booth, you vote your conscience. You don't vote blue just because the party said so, and you don't vote red just because the party said so. You vote how you feel. That's your right. Anybody takes that away from you, they ain't American. Straight out. That is your right to do.
I like that answer. But how do you respond to folks like Gacy Grandma and some of the others who were angry? Like, look, you're voting your conscience and you're partially responsible for the shit we're going through.
Don't give a shit. You vote your conscience. Look, bad shit's going to happen. If Trump's in office, bad shit's going to happen. If Kamala's in office, bad shit is going to happen. It always does.
Let me ask you this.
Voting your conscience is not something you should be ashamed of. Anybody that tells you otherwise, they're not American.
Oh. Let me ask you this from this standpoint. I asked another guest this, and well, in fact, it was a guest you're talking about, but let me ask it to you. If we were dealing with President Harris, President Kamala Harris, now I know you're a conservative, so you're no fan of the former vice president, but let me ask you, if she was president right now, do you believe America would be worse off, better off, or about the same?
Honestly, I don't know. She's not president. Like you say,
speculating.
We can only talk about the president that
you
is
can speculate.
In office right
you can
now.
guess. You can speculate.
All right. I'll speculate. I don't know if Iran would be happening right now, but I do think that there would be some shit that she would do that is unpopular because she gets paid by AIPAC, the same as every other politician. It's not because she's black. It's not because she's a woman. It's because she's a politician, and all politicians get paid by AIPAC. So you're going to do their bidding.
So what about comparing what we're dealing with now to Biden? Do you think currently under Trump, compared to Biden, America's better off, worse, or about the same? He's an AIPAC recipient.
Oh, Biden, man. Biden, I did not like Biden. Biden got a bad rap, but he got a bad rap because they waited till he was senile to put him in office. And if they put a young Biden in, maybe it would have been better. But Biden, right as he was when he was put into office, it was too late for him. He was going downhill.
So what are you saying? That right now the country is better off than it was under Biden, then, right?
Yeah, I think right now the Iran war aside.
You can't put a war. You can't put a whole war aside. I mean, that's what's happening right now.
Well, if you're talking, that's hard, man. Because if you're talking like America, gas was high under Biden. Gas is high now. Gas was high under Biden in California. Gas is high now in California. My brother just filled his car up, man. It's really not that bad. He paid $35 and he's got a front wheel drive Chevy, hatchback. So he went from $25 to $35.
Yeah, but wait a minute. But you're only factoring in how much his personal expense for gas is. You do realize the stuff that's in his house, the groceries, the stuff he's buying, all of that stuff came by way of truck or train, and they're eventually going to start charging you more based on their gas cost to bring it to you.
I'm going to give that to you. I can't argue that point. I can't, because you are right as far as the oil goes up, the boats with the oil and gas aren't coming in. Prices are going to go up. I'm going to give that to you because I want to be fair about it.
Thank you.
But, groceries have gone up, but gas where I'm at in Michigan right now, it costed my brother $10 more from empty today. So, I mean, and now my nephew, he has a truck. It cost him about $110. He has one of those big Dodge trucks. It depends on what you drive.
Yeah.
SUV, car, what have you. That's all I can tell you is what I've
I
seen.
would also say too, it matters how, like me, because I'm in my car all day for work. I fill up about.
Yeah, you probably pay an arm and a leg.
Yeah, well, I fill up at least twice a week. So even if it's only $5 or $10, now you're talking 10 per week. That's $40 a month. I mean, it adds up fast.
Yeah, I think my brother fills up like once a week. He works. It's not that big of a town, but he goes back and forth to work and does stuff for his family. So
and you said a fill up for him is costing what, an additional $10?
Yeah, it was $25 to fill up his car the week before last. I went with him today because I had some stuff I had to get done, and I rode with him, and it costed him an extra $10. We were talking about that today. He was like, it went up, but it's not as bad as he thought it would be right now.
Well, that's
Right
good. I mean,
now
that's
is the key
yeah,
word.
yeah. It's in the opening stages of it. But I mean, even if it just stays where it's at, that's a few $100s a year that's coming out of his pocket. I mean, this war has just cost him a few $10, even at $10, that's a few $100.
I think his point is it could be worse. So he's probably just having his $10.
I'm going to assume if he told you something like that with a mindset of it could be worse, that he voted for Trump, because I never heard that under Biden. Well, it's bad, but it could be worse. People were going insane over egg prices and stuff.
I apologize. Did you just ask me if he voted for Trump? Because the answer is yes.
And I knew he voted for Trump because that's the only person that would look at gas going up. Well, it could be, look on the bright side approach, because we didn't do that under Biden. That same increase in gas under Biden would have been a detriment to everybody's financial well-being. But under Trump, well, it's going to go down again. It's amazing how positive a lot of MAGA has gotten over an actual increase. Well, it's going to go down. You didn't say that under Biden. So that's why I knew he voted for Trump, because he took a look on the bright side approach.
No, he didn't say that under Biden. You're right. He's not a Biden fan. And I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm just telling you what he said.
You're doing a good job.
But no, main thing I wanted to say, man, was I was really happy to see those last couple of guests. It was really good to hear some people that think for themselves and don't just tote the party line. I just wanted to hop up here and
I don't get many of those.
As a white tea man, God, I'm going to put that as my new handle. As a white tea man, I invite everybody who thinks for themselves to the white tea table. And we're going to give them white tea chocolate.
Well, I'll tell you this, because our political environment has become so divisive, you're not going to get many people that don't toe the party line, because the sides are so vaguely, they're so vastly different from each other that you either going to pick one or the other. And you're not going to be in the middle as much anymore, because the left is what
I know.
Yeah.
I know, man. I do. I understand that. And if you're a Democrat and you feel like you need to vote Democrat, go ahead. But imagine how you would feel, okay, if somebody that voted third party came in and started scolding you for voting Democrat. You voted Democrat. That's what you wanted to do. I respect you. I don't share your opinion on a lot of things, but I do respect you, and I do think that you have the right to vote the way you want. And anybody who tells you otherwise, even if it's fucking straight talk, okay, seriously, just vote your conscience. I'm proud of anybody who does that.
Fair enough.
And you can let me go. I don't want to waste your time, but somebody had to stick up for him.
All right, and it's a good point. I appreciate it, Hands and Conservative. Thank you. In the comments, Jay the Beard said, if you are still supporting Trump, something is mentally wrong with you. I disagree with that. Like I keep saying, there are things that Trump is doing that people really wanted. Look, I'm gonna say this as clear as day. The hatred towards the transgender community is real. There are people that believe that if you let the liberals remain in power, every kid within the next generation or so is going to be trans. If you truly are that concerned, that's a legitimate reason to vote for Trump. You're going to get a president that will match your concern and or hate towards that community. So now you could say that's mentally wrong if you want to go down that path, but there are still legitimate reasons to vote for Trump. I believe that that list has shrunk because he's not met a ton of his promises, which is why you're having the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Joe Rogan and all of them coming out. Even Megyn Kelly is questioning some of his decisions, people who supported him. But there's still some legitimate reasons to vote for Trump. If you're anti-LGBTQ, as I just stated, that is one of those reasons. A lot of folks that don't favor that community. Same thing with the gains, I'll say, the gains of the black community, Juneteenth and all of that kind of stuff. If you don't like that type of shit, vote for Trump. He's made it clear he don't like that type of shit either. So now I don't favor that. I don't agree with it, but I do understand why people will vote for it. So there you go. Anyway, the same thing with illegal immigrants. Same thing with immigrants. The Trump side, look, if you believe that, let's say, the white community is in danger of being replaced or the majority numbers are decreasing too much for your liking, aka replacement theory. If you believe that too many folks are coming in this country and changing the natural order of the country, I think Trump used the phrase poisoning the blood of the country. If you believe that, he is the person you would vote for that would correct that. He is the person that's going to guarantee you that your heritage will remain the major dominating force in this country. That's a legitimate reason to vote for Trump if that is your mindset. I don't subscribe to it, but I understand it. So there's a bunch of reasons to vote for Trump. You don't believe in entitlements. If you are 100% a stickler behind self-reliance, you don't work, you don't eat. If that is your motto, you should vote right. The right side of the aisle favors that. Trump favors it to an even greater degree. So there's a reason to vote for Trump. I absolutely believe there's reason to vote for Trump. I may not subscribe to any of those reasons, but I understand them. Looking in the comments, Mr. G says another conservative cop-out. It's not that bad. Yeah, well, they don't see it that bad. And I see Zach Bill says, why were all three of your reasons to vote for Trump was to hate a minority group? Because that's what he says at the speeches. That's what comes out at the rallies. All of his rallies are even right now with the what is this called? The voting bill. What the hell is the acronyms for that? The bill where you now got to prove you're a citizen. I just was saying this. What is the acronyms for it? Save America Act. Yeah, the Save Act. Even with the Save Act, it's transgender shit is in there. The bill is supposed to be about, and not to mention it's anti-immigrant. Too many immigrants are voting, so we need a Save America Act that also goes against. That's why my three reasons are to hate minority groups. That's what he's talking about all the time. I mean, that's literally what, if you listen to his rallies and his speeches, there's a hell of a lot of anti-LGBTQ, particularly trans, and anti-immigrant rhetoric in it. He's constantly saying it. So that's why I'm bringing it up. The Save America Act has anti-trans legislation in it. Who would have thought? Anyway, looking in the comments, has nothing to do with trans. You only have to prove you're a citizen, not true at all. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, you need to look up the Save America Act. It does have in there, what is it? No surgery for kids. It is trans shit in that Save America Act. Just look it up. It's in there. I guarantee you that. You just said it today. In fact, before we go to the next call, I believe I could probably could find him actually saying it on camera, because he just said it today about why they should vote for it. Some pussy never. I don't know what that means there. But yeah, he just mentioned it. I don't want to waste too much time on this shit, but I think it's, what is it? Gender assigned surgery or something like that. That's in there. Let's see if I can hear here. Targets men and women's sports. Here you go. Let me see if I can bring
President Donald Trump is adding new demands to the Save America Act, his push to secure election integrity across the country. In a Truth Social post, he wants Congress to ban men from competing in women's sports and prohibit transgender surgeries for minors. Those provisions weren't in his earlier calls for the bill. The Save America Act, led by Chip Roy and Senator Mike Lee, would require proof of citizenship and voter ID to register.
So he posted on Truth Social that he wants that anti-trans shit to be added to the Save America Act. So yeah, I was right. In fact, I think I can see Here is the actual truth from him. He put on his page the Save America Act. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. Number 3 is no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. Number 4 is no men in women's sports. Number 5 is no
rap. President Donald Trump is adding new demands to the Save America Act, his push to secure election integrity.
My fucking computer blew up. But number 5 was no trans something, no transgender mutilation surgery for children. That's what he posted. So yeah, he wants that added into the Save America Act. That's why the 3 things I mentioned were anti-minority groups. It just keeps coming out of his mouth. Anyway, let me go back to the box real quick in the comments. Gosh, people are throwing out here. Who was that? Was it Gangsta that put the Galaxy in? I don't see her in the holding queue. Did they throw her away? I was seeing it because she did send in the Galaxy. I don't see her, but we'll continue on, I guess, with Miss Mo Betta. All you MAGA women, make sure you bring your wedding license with you to vote. I believe it. I believe that women are going to, I believe that for certain, after the midterms, people are going to be crying out saying it. Just like with the Jasmine Crockett election, people were saying, I tried to vote and they told me I couldn't. I had to go across town and shit.
Yep, that fuck shit that Hot Wheels did over there with the redistricting and stuff, that it made it hard for people to vote. And that's their agenda. That's their agenda. That's what they are set out to do, is to make it hard for people to vote because, again, Trump knows he lost. He lost that election.
Let's say you have an overwhelming, lopsided amount of votes for liberals, but somehow they finagle the election so that you end up getting a hell of a lot of right-wing winners over districts where everybody was mostly liberal. Do you see any like civil unrest because of this? If the citizens know in large that the person that's over them was not who they voted for.
Yep. I mean, listen, I strongly believe that will happen with these midterms. Because now they're doing so much blatantly, so blatantly, they're doing out in the open that you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
It can't be ignored. It's like, you're gonna stop playing in my face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why they don't like Jasmine Crockett, because she tells them you're not gonna play in my face, and then she comes with the receipts. They don't like receipts. They don't like evidence.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
The lies actually work for them.
But I don't. In Jasmine Crockett's case, I'm not for sure. I do know that what is his name, Greg Abbott. I do believe he was trying to play games down there. But however, I think the Trump administration wanted Jasmine Crockett to win. I think they felt they had a stronger chance beating a black woman in Texas than they do whatever this guy's name is now. But I think they wanted her to win, at least the primaries.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out too well for him. No. But you know what? You know what is crazy? I'm almost glad that that the black women are not winning this shit, because they're full of this thing is evil. They are evil. They are evil entities, and they're doing evil shit, and they're not caring. You know what I'm saying? So there's no limits to what they do or what they would have done to those women.
Well, I understand it from a Trump standpoint and really from the Republicans in general, because look, if the Democrats do very well in the midterms, strong win in Congress, strong win in the Senate, they are going to be, the Democrat Congress and Senate are going to be trying to lock up Republicans. They're going to, certainly Trump, there will be impeachment.
They should.
Well,
as they should. They're doing nothing. They're doing all kind of, everything they're doing now is criminal. And they're not doing it. What are they doing that's by the book?
But let me ask it to you this way, and I'm not totally disagreeing with you, but let me ask it to you this way. 2 impeachment attempts on Trump, many suggest not only failed, but ultimately led to more folks sympathizing with Trump, giving him a second term. Could a third impeachment attempt on...
They weren't failed impeachment. He was impeached.
They failed in the Senate. He didn't get kicked out, though.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't necessarily mean that
he's officially impeached with no meat.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean removal. That's a whole different level.
Okay.
So when you stack the cards in your favor, then what do you expect to happen?
Right, but what I'm saying, the perception is they failed. I get it. He has an impeachment mark on his record, but you don't impeach a guy just to put a mark on his record. The Democrats wanted him removed, and they failed at that.
Yeah, they did, because he had the powers that be to help him to get his ass back in there.
Right, and what I'm saying is, with those,
and they cheat.
Well, Mitch McConnell wasn't going to have it, but what I'm saying is,
of course,
with those two failed attempts at removing him from office, many suggest that gave a lot of sympathy towards Trump, the whole witch hunt claim, and lets him get in office. What I want to ask you is, if the Democrats perpetrate a third impeachment of Trump, could it backfire on the Democrats?
No.
You don't think so?
You know why? No. You know why? Because he's lost. Yes, there's MAGA that strongly still support him, but he's lost a lot of his fan base because of what he's done with ICE and Christine. Why you think the shit show's already started, where he's shifting her position, putting in MMA fighters and shit as heads of departments and stuff. It's already starting.
Yeah.
It's going to be just like it was his last time, his last regime. Half of them went to prison. Some of them can't practice law again.
But that gives them more. That really gives them more of an incentive to really fight in the elections. And T2 says, I have to explain why the Democrats lost again. Yes, T2, explain that in this environment.
Yeah, no, we know why they lost, because of misogyny, racism. Period.
Well, Kamala Harris was not a good candidate. Kamala Harris was not a good candidate.
No. It's not that she was a bad candidate. He just had dumb supporters.
I think not only do I think Kamala Harris
who sees a lie, who shows you that they're lying and you still support them, that made her a bad candidate, or them dumb?
Well, I don't think that they believed he was lying. When Trump was the campaign promises of Trump, I can understand why people got behind that stuff. If he had done that stuff, I don't think his poll numbers would be anywhere near as bad as they are. I mean, you're right, he lied. His campaign, what he's doing now is totally opposite of what he campaigned on. But I can understand why people voted for what he was campaigning on. Some folks do believe we're getting in too many wars, we're sending too much money overseas.
Thanks to Starlink, he won. Thanks to, listen, the proof is in the numbers. It's just they know that their supporters, and they're not gonna go looking. They don't read, they don't research, they don't believe. So this is what kept running. You know what I mean? Like you said, he'll get up there and his lie, get up there and lie about some shit, and they take it and run with it. How much? How many times that they got up there and regurgitated some shit that he done said? He gets up there and regurgitates shit, so they're going to do it.
And that's why I think he was a much better candidate than Kamala Harris, is that he can sell himself to voters.
He's a better con man. That's what it is.
I mean, that's kind of what being a politician is kind of conning your way through.
If that's what it is, then that's what it is. Yeah. Then you have to be a con man. So,
and I would also add that
the man didn't win then.
Yeah, and I would also add that the Democrats really screwed up royally when they refused to get Biden to step down quicker. Every day he stayed in after that June 27 debate was another strike to the Democrat Party. Everybody knew that guy was out of it.
He was a sick man with cancer. He had COVID on top of cancer. You know what I'm saying? I personally, I wouldn't have had him run in the beginning. I wouldn't have. I agree with that. I would have had a younger candidate. I would have went for a younger candidate, because he was old. He's been in politics for 30, 40 years. He's been there a long time. So, and being with his resume and with his experience as being the vice president, they're like, all right, this is a good choice.
I mean, I agree with all that, but like I said, you're putting your ego over the state of the country. I mean, you want to run again, even though.
But that's politicians. That's what they do.
Yeah, but the Democrat Party should not have let him do that.
No. Ain't no buts, Tim. Now that's a fluffy
the
moment.
Democrat Party should not. When you get up there and they ask you a question and you start talking about Medicare when the question ain't even about Medicare, the Democrat Party shouldn't let you still go around telling people I can do this. People saw that. And by the way, I would just say this: when the night before, because I hosted a live the whole time of that damn debate that night, the bar for Biden was really low. Because Trump was known for
that was only one instance, but point out any other instance
that's the one instance where tens of millions of people are watching.
And he still probably would have ate Trump ass up. Come on,
but
Tim.
that's what I'm saying,
Miss Mo. We're not gonna count him out just for that.
No, Miss Mo. That's what I'm saying is because of how boisterous and loud and dishonest Trump was perceived of being, the bar for Biden was really, really low. All you got to do is go out there and just be dignified. That's all you got to do. Just prove to people you're not out of your mind and just be professional and dignified. That's all you got. He didn't meet that. He did not meet that.
Maybe they should have rescheduled the thing until he was well. Because to see him now, you can't tell that he got cancer.
Well, he's not under pressure.
Can you?
He's not under pressure. Just like the night after he had that debate.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
He handled other. He had multiple debates and stuff. That wasn't his only debate. That was the only debate that way he was fucked up because he was sick. Too.
He had the next day after he had that debate, because I'm currently reading Jonathan Karl's book right now, Tired of Winning. And he talks about this. The night after President Biden had that horrible debate, he went and had a press rally and he sounded perfect the day after that. But he's not under pressure. That's the difference. He wasn't under pressure. He's talking to a friendly audience.
So why is going to a rally not under pressure either? Still got to get up and talk in front of the same people.
Because you're talking. No, they're not the same people. At a debate, half were your friends and half were not. At a rally, they're all your friends.
No, they're all not your friends. No. but still, Tim, what you're trying to do is give Trump a little more credit than he deserves, and he don't.
No,
however, you're not seeing that again. Biden was sick. That doesn't change the fact he was sick, and just like they pumped Trump full of medicine, they pumped him full of it too.
But here's the problem, Ms. Mobetta. You already know the main concern of the American people is: are you mentally competent? Why would you send a sick man out there under this is where the bar is.
That was bad. That was bad judgment. That was bad judgment on them allowing. Like I said, maybe they should have rescheduled, pushed it back, or canceled the debate altogether. However, that doesn't mean he was not mentally capable. Being sick and being mentally capable are two different things.
So you sound like you wanted him to go all the way and not have Kamala Harris run.
No, what did I just tell you before? I said I would have rather they found somebody younger in the beginning before he even ran. However, that doesn't take away from the thing. He was running the hell out of this country.
So let me ask you this.
Now, listen. He had to deal with this global pandemic, and all of that stuff. Prices and stuff went up. Gas, all of that stuff went up. They don't talk about the numbers of when he left. How much he bought all of that stuff down when he left. They don't talk about none of that stuff.
So then let me ask you this then. After he had that shitty debate like that, do you really? I know you believe they should have put a younger person in, but they didn't. So he went on and tried. So after that shitty debate on June 27th, do you believe he still should have stayed in instead of Kamala Harris coming in?
No, especially if they had intel knowing that he was sick, they should have started there and like, all right, we got to wheel this in. We need somebody who can actually stand the course. You know what I'm saying? Again, he was more physically sick than mentally. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that one night his mental was affected.
I don't know.
Listen, you could believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to change your mind on that. That doesn't change my stance.
The point I'm making is we've all been sick. I don't start talking out of my head like that because I got a cold.
You're not 80, Tim. You're not 80 years old either, are you? You're the same age as me. We're the same age. 73 babies. Stop playing.
Then you're making my point is that the guy is not capable. Because of his age.
No. He was only incapable because he was sick. It has no. You're still trying to discredit him.
So you think had he not been sick, he would have debated perfectly.
He would have mopped Trump. I'm sorry. Just like Kamala mopped him.
Okay.
Just like she mopped him in there. Again, he had people in higher places and that fixed it so he could win. My story, and I'm sticking to it.
Fair enough. So what the hell
here in Rockland County in New York, how you blue state and blue county and no Kamala votes? The devil is a whole lie. The numbers ain't lying. Come on, stop playing.
Well, this is what we're dealing with now. This is the environment we're in now. So, the President Trump is talking about the war in Iran will be over with soon. do you believe there's some accuracy to that? You think it'll be over?
Now you talk about Trump, Biden in his mental capacity. You got this mofo on public television talking about he barely know anything about it, or those tomahawks are generic. Everybody buys them, or they taken out there on school. Like, come on.
I don't have an answer.
This is a whole bigger scale.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You know his lies cost lives. Trump's lies cost lives.
Yeah, and
you have to put that on a bumper sticker.
How about this one? You talking about something to put on a bumper sticker? T2 in the comments says it will be a sea of red when us Republicans win at the midterms, and all of us Republicans will come on here and Tim's show with our red hats. So he's he said it's gonna be a red wave come November.
Listen, that's wishful thinking. It's they can have that.
Yeah. I haven't heard any political. Yeah, I haven't heard any political analysts.
They don't want to trust the polls now. Like, we don't trust the polls because all the polls are showing his ass is in the tanker.
Yeah, I gotta say I haven't heard any political analysts say that. Did y'all see what
the stock market looked like these last few days? Did y'all see for those that actually have a 401k, have a portfolio? Do you see what those?
Yeah, I haven't heard. I haven't heard Pam Bondi bragging about the Dow anymore. So
the Dow is at 50K.
Yeah, haven't heard.
And then she better be prepared to put on them silver bracelets herself because her ass is going to jail.
But you think Pam Bondi's going to get arrested?
Oh, Trump will pardon her, sure, but they're going to lock her up. She's going to get locked up.
Wow. I think she'll certainly lose her ability to practice the law. I mean, there's no denying
just like
that.
Giuliani did. Is that about the same thing?
Yeah, I don't see any way of her surviving that because she's clearly bringing cases like the ones against what is his name, Jim Comey and the woman up in New York. What is the black woman in New York? She brought a case against
Letitia James.
Yeah, that type of stuff right there is going to get her law license. She's bringing bullshit cases on behalf of her employer. That stuff is going to get her taken.
Because they can't stand up to. They scared to stand up to Trump.
Yeah. She knew those cases were terrible. People have resigned from her camp to avoid having to take those bullshit cases to ruin their careers. So yeah, she's going to pay for that, I'm sure. But jail, I don't know.
She ain't gonna go to jail because he's not gonna allow her to go to jail. But she will have a mugshot like him.
I don't know. I mean, you kind of wonder though, in the process of some of that stuff, in defending Trump and doing some of that stuff, did they violate any state crimes? Because I mean, people gonna be after those folks.
Look at Minnesota. Like that's why you think. First of all, they got rid of Kristi Noem quick. You know why? Because she got up there talking too much shit. She started talking too much, saying the wrong shit. Like you wasn't supposed to say some shit, especially with saying that Trump agreed to signed off on the money for her to have the commercials and shit. That $230-something million. Like she's like, yeah.
I wonder can she be?
She wasn't supposed to say that.
I wonder can she be sued by let's say the family of Alex Preddy for calling him a domestic terrorist, like defamation. I mean, she called him a domestic terrorist. Now
they can sue this. They can sue the United States for that. Yeah, because she was. They can absolutely. Absolutely, they absolutely can sue them, and guess what? They will win.
Well, not while Trump is in office. They won't. Trump will be threatening every judge behind the scenes, so you'd have to wait until he's out of office to put that lawsuit in. I'd recommend that. You're not gonna. Trump would interfere with all that.
You see that foolishness that Gen X talking about. The libs got nothing when they cry about people's shoes.
Shoes.
No, Yeah, I guess they was doing some kind of conference or something, and they stopped in the middle and was talking about some shoes. Takesha was talking about this earlier, that Trump and Keg's breath and
Pete Hegseth, Keg's breath. Pete Hegseth.
Pete Keg's breath, that bitch drunk. They was talking about they admire somebody's shoes and they wanted to order them, and they stopped in the middle of the conference and let's order these shoes. It's a slap in the face to American people and they don't even know. It's disrespectful.
Wow, I didn't.
You're talking. You and Rubio too. Yes, you're here on the brinks of having World War III, and you talk about some fucking shoes.
Before I move on, I want to ask you this question. This came in the comments. This and that says Democrats have no voter base once the illegals are gone.
Why do they keep saying that? Illegals don't vote. What the fuck are they?
Because they
about?
believe they do.
And do they see how many people? Look how many of the people that they claim illegals are for Donald Trump. We vote Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't know. They do. They have because Trump is the one that started this. They do believe that illegal immigrants are voting. Look, under Biden,
they don't vote. It's a lie. They don't vote.
Yeah,
they don't get Medicaid.
Not only is it not true, but to me, I mentioned this on yesterday's live. Under Biden, Trump alleges that 18 million illegals came in this country. If illegals were voting, you should be able to present tons of them that you've arrested and caught doing this.
There should be evidence everywhere.
Right, 18 million. You can't show the faces of any of them that got caught doing it.
You know how many cases they said? It was 77 cases of illegal voter fraud, and that was back from 50 years ago.
Yeah. To me, that right there explains everything.
What are they talking about, Tim?
Yeah, that explains everything. The illegals voted in this election or last election or whatever, and you can't produce any of them that you've caught and arrested. That makes no sense.
And see, and that's my thing. If you see all of this stuff going, just show us the proof and shut us up. You can't.
Yeah.
You have no proof of none of that stuff that you said was going on. Anything that comes out of Trump's mouth is a lie. I'm sorry.
Sometimes it's an exaggeration, and then it might be
exaggeration is a lie, Tim.
If you know you're doing it, you're right. If you know you're doing it,
if you know you're doing it's a lie, and that's what he does. I tell you, he blinks lies. So
Appreciate that, Jackson.
He blinks a lie fall out. I sent you a hat mustache too. You didn't give me the credit. Now I'm gonna act gangster grandma on your ass.
I must have been looking away, but I thank you. I got to move it on, but thank you very much.
I get it though, Tim. But no, we but for the MAGAs out there who struggle to read and do everything, all you got to do is ask Siri, ask Alexa, chat GPT will help you out too. Hey, Mike. Hey, Boo.
All right. Fair enough.
They'll help you out too. There's no need for you to walk around with all of this willful ignorance and then get mad when people call your ass out on it. There's too many entities now to find out the truth.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
Your man's a liar.
Miss Mobetta, thanks for coming through. All right, looking in the comments real quick. People no longer fight for the right things, only for who they like, even when they know they are wrong. Sassy, that is a home run. I agree with that 100%. Both sides are doing that. Both sides are so anti the opposition that they'll defend their side. I mean, because look, there was a lot of Democrats defending Biden the next day after that election, and Trump does a lot of things that get defended that should not be. I'm not going to say the Democrats don't do it, but I will say Trump does. Trump does a lot of things that they shouldn't be defending, such as his campaign promises all being reversed now, and he's doing all kinds of other stuff. People are literally putting in the comment section for a lot of things that Trump does. This is what I voted for. When he ran for office and promised to do the exact opposite. How could you have voted for it? He wasn't even promising to do that. So, yeah, people are defending a lot of things that they didn't, they're voting for a lot. I mean, they're supporting a lot of things just simply because it's being done by their guy. We voted for Trump to lower gas prices. Now that gas prices are high, well, we voted for the war and we can handle it. We were just crying out a few, 15, 16 months ago how gas prices were literally driving us into the poorhouse. Now under Trump, we can suddenly find room for a short-term pain and long-term gain. Yeah, just a few months ago, you made it sound like you were on your. It's like literally, you're hanging on a ledge, begging for somebody to come rescue you, and crying out that the guy you called is taking too long. And suddenly somebody shows up that you do like, and suddenly you find the strength to hold on a little bit longer. Turns out you wasn't that desperate after all. It just was the wrong guy coming to rescue you. Tim, love your show. Watch it every chance I get. Appreciate that, Jackson. Have you looked into a strictly audio version? I'm on the road. This kind of is that, Jackson. You don't have to look at the screen. As Grace the grandma would say, I don't want to see your ugly ass. You don't have to look at me. This show works because, look, I don't listen to my own product very often, but occasionally I do. And I had a phone in my pocket because I'm working and lifting and moving around all day. So sometimes, occasionally, when I want to hear something or repeat, I'll push it on, bring it. All of my lives, by the way, all of them are archived on YouTube. So this whole live, you'll always see the main graphic as the front. That's the thumbnail for the live. But any of the lives, all of the lives we've been doing for over the years, go to the Handsome Liberal YouTube. It's titled the same name of the program. What is this titled? Are we going soft on Iran or something? I forget what I titled it, but yeah, it'll be on YouTube and it works as an audio program. You don't really need to look at the screen other than to read the comments while we're going. But other than that, it absolutely works as an audio program. Anyway, looking in the comments, I think she's in the queue waiting. There's nobody to attack, so this should be a peaceful conversation, right?
Shut the hell up. Let me tell you guys something. I'm going to be very blunt. And I'm going to tell all you bitches this.
Bitches.
I'm not a nice Democrat, okay? I'm not a fluffer like you. I don't suck cock for a living to the white man, okay?
Can I ask you something?
I'll be damned. Tim, I'll be damned if I let a third-party voter come in and say, well, I voted because of the late-term abortion. Bitch, you don't even have a uterus. Okay? You threw all of us underneath the bus because you think we got a late-term abortion when they got a black woman, a dead black woman, having a fetus in a womb because she started decomposing. Are you fucking serious?
Well, you did. Wait, hold on. You did hear me. Bullshit. You did hear me tell him that by voting for Trump, by voting independent because of this late-term stuff, Trump got in there and likely killed more people than you would have ever had die from late-term abortions. I did.
That's why I pushed back. That's why I called my oxy fucking moron. I didn't give a damn if he fucking put his boots up and went in there to the service. Because if he did that, he knew we had a two-party system. We don't have a third-party system. It's two parties. And he's not as slow as his mama put him out to be. He needed to be swallowed because he threw black women underneath the fucking bus. He threw LGBTQ underneath the fucking bus. And then he had the nerve to say, well, you're so pro-black, but yet they're taking shit out of history out of books. Well, you voted for that. Because the third party goes for Trump. And I'm so sick of that. You need to start pushing back because we had to fight the ignorance like that. So fuck me with the bullshit. That's why I'm sick of it.
I don't know if you realize.
Then the tomahawks, we did that.
I don't know if you realize, but there was pushback. I don't push back to you're rude to the guest. Because you want me to have a guest up here and push back to the point where I'm calling them bitches, and I don't do that to my guests.
You know what, Tim? Do they give your sorry ass fucking Grace to put you in a damn tree? Do you see how Gen X ran you see how that white boy ran like a little bitch? When I got up there and I told him to keep my name out of his mouth, he ran like a little bitch. I could tell between his fucking legs. You know what I mean?
There is a way.
That is race. You know what? The racist little punk ass, so he's big and bad. He ran from a black woman. Okay? That tells you a lot.
There is a proper way to address people, and what you're doing ain't
You know what the proper way is?
It ain't what you're doing.
But Tim, what you're doing, kissing their ass and not giving them accountability, that's hurting us. You go straight the fuck forward. You tell them to show the goddamn receipts or get the fuck out. Because half the damn time, like Jen, I gotta be nice, but you know how Tim. But be on some real shit. You know how You know how he said that he doesn't even know where the tomahawks came from? It was us. You have to show the receipts. You gotta make them prove it because we have to fight that every day, Tim.
That is being done. Listen, that is being done every show. We don't call people bitches or telling they're sucking white cock. We don't do that. That's not how you address people.
Tim, did they give us grace? Did they give us fucking grace when they went to the Bibles to put us under the damn grid?
You're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Like, you know what? You think that I'm like racist and stuff? No, I give the same damn thing right back to them. That motherfucker, black man. I don't want to talk shit to black men. I love black men, but that motherfucker, no, I refuse. I refuse to do that because you know why, Tim? Because he hates us.
Bro, let me just say something. Hold on, hang on a second. Brandon Johnson, are you supporting the? Are you giving it? Do you want to come up? Is that what was that Galaxy? No.
If he's a MAGA, I'm not. I'll roast his ass. I'm not the one.
Okay, well, I don't see him in the queue, so apparently he was just being kind.
So let me tell you, I'm not. You know what? I used to give them grace, okay? Today they tell the non-voters, the third-party voters, they don't give a fuck. They use a little privilege. They didn't give a fuck about women's rights. You know what? The what is going into the office right now? They want you there to show passports. Do you know who's gonna get hurt the most? Is the red states. The blue states has the most passports. Do you guys comprehend that? They're hurting you.
No, I don't. Let me tell you something. It's just like when they used to have literacy tests for blacks to vote. What they end up doing is they passed a law and then they do not scrutinize the folks that they favor to make sure they're meeting the requirements. I think even though they're saying you got to prove you're a citizen, if they're truly trying to cheat, they're not going to make the people that's in the red areas ain't going to be looking into that shit much. It's only going to be in the blue areas.
I'm just tired. You know what, Tim? I don't have the grace no more. I don't give them no kind of grace. They threw everybody underneath the bus, all behind late-term abortion. The only reason why we have late-term abortion, and let me tell you, a cesarean is an AB. Does people even comprehend that? A cesarean is an AB. Okay, it is. It's under the AB. Do you feel what I'm saying? So fuck me with the bullshit. He was just a coward. He didn't want to vote for a black woman. He did it. Let's keep it a buck.
Well, you got
he was a black man
okay.
that didn't want to vote for a black woman.
You have a guess, gangster grandma. Brandon.
Call me out my name and I'll drag you.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
No. He calls me out my name, I'll drag you.
I'm not gonna call you out of your name.
Thank you, baby.
Too.
It doesn't matter. I get called everything.
I didn't vote for him. I voted for her.
Oh, thank you, baby.
But you going hard.
Yes, you have to.
Some of the stuff you say is true, but nobody's sucking dick.
Yes, they are. You know what? The reason why I say that, and I ain't gonna lie, I troll their asses. I troll their asses because they really,
and they do the same thing. I heard last night, he was talking. He didn't know anything, but he was just talking. And I get all of the things he said was not in facts. He was just feeling it. She told him more Democrats kill or talk about it more than them.
Stay on the line. Stay on the line. Stay on the line.
All it was a lie, but you be getting hard.
Because you got to be. You can't be soft no more. Let me tell you, we cannot be soft.
I'm with you to a point. But you got to get it so people understand what you're trying to say. What you say is true.
Listen to him. Listen to him.
You want them to understand it.
Well, at least he's not stuck on a white man.
I'm going to tell you right now. Sometimes you're going off. I'm like, yo, is she drinking what I'm drinking right now?
I don't drink.
This is the best pushback. This is the best pushback in a friendly manner. He's not. He's a friend, but it's funny as hell.
Yes, when I first came on for the first time talking to my guy right here, I was so nervous. I didn't want to be on the phone at all. But I said, listen to Grandma, calm down with that man, because he's a man at the end of the day. sucking dick. Well, that's crazy.
See, no. See, let me tell you. No. See, I would come hard on Tim because Tim is a fluffer. He is the biggest damn fluffer, and I go straight ham on him.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Half of the stuff he said is fluff. But at the end of the day, he's doing the same thing as us. He's trying to make it go.
But you can't do that though, because
come on.
You know what? You guys ain't a woman, and what was on the ballot box was our freedom to have AB. And you heard that other idiot saying that he voted third party because of late-term abortion. So he threw everybody underneath the bus.
But here's the thing: when he was talking, sometimes listen to what he's saying. He sees something different than we've been through.
Oh my God! See, this is no.
I'm never going back.
Here we go.
The only thing she said is never go back. That's why I voted for her, because we are going back. There's a lot of things for Black people that are taken away. Right now, unemployment is so high.
They took Gangsta Grandma
and that's
down.
not because they don't want us in. And because they want us in, because they want us out. I get it. We're trying to get jobs. I see people out there all the time trying to get a job, but they won't give it to us.
Yeah, hold on. Before you continue, the app dropped Gangsta Grandma again, so I didn't do it. But while you were talking, but go ahead. We'll give you a couple minutes to wrap it up.
What
But
I'm
they took
saying
her
is, I
out.
understand it. And at the end of the day, if you MAGA or not MAGA, what just happened with defense war?
Yeah, that spending, that crab legs and all that
It
shit.
is disgusting. I don't care what nobody say. If you're trying to be with somebody or not, that is disgusting. And it's not just him. What just happened with the one who just got fired, but she really
Christy Nome, the $200 million commercial.
She had money out there too.
Yeah.
And when they say Trump said it was okay, he okays everything they do. Pay attention. We say America first. He actually had me. He said America first. Let me see first before he do it. There is nothing this man is doing for America first. Like you said, we don't give a fuck about Iran.
Yeah.
We don't. Why?
No,
Because we got people going broke. We got people wanting to eat. We got a lot of things going here.
Yeah, I think anybody that looks at the Trump administration, whether it's not giving money to USAID, firing American employees, or letting ICE go rampant on people, if you think we care about the citizens of Iran, I don't even know if I want to talk to you about a bridge I got in Nevada for you to buy, or an ocean or whatever. I mean, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Like, you can see the lack of empathy. They're suggesting that even kids in school shouldn't get free lunches, but you think they care about the citizens in Iran? That's insane.
And they said they didn't go work or something like that. I work.
Yeah.
I work hard.
Yeah.
But why I got to work so hard to make it in America? What happened to back then when they said, oh, you're working to get ahead in America and you will get there? But now they're saying you got to work extra hard. 3 jobs, 4 jobs. What are we talking about?
Well, the man says it's the hottest country on earth. He says it's the hottest country on earth.
And we are great. We are. And I would never take that back, especially for everybody who went overseas. I don't care who you voted for. My respect to all of you who was doing it, because it's hard knowing that you probably won't come back. But why am I doing it? Yeah. Why? Is it worth it? And it is not worth it right now. Right now, I'm in ATL. We went from, and it was, the gas was great. Now it's at $3.50.
But what about the notion that if gas comes down, it's worth it to get rid of a dangerous regime like the Ayatollah?
What's worth it? Right now, employment down. Credit cards up. Losing jobs. Losing housing. Losing whatever, people who's on stamps or something, losing it. Me, because I had a stroke, it took a year and a half to get help for who I still pay into. I still pay into it. It took a year to get down there. And now you're taking my health insurance away. It is huge to say, no, we're already going through it. It is already hard.
Do you think it would have been better with Kamala Harris in there?
Here's the question. When people say who would have been better, from Biden going forward, and I too, Biden was losing it. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. But look where he started and where we were ended. We started high with everything. And he was coming it down. It was coming it down because of everything that was going on in the world.
Yeah, but you got folks coming in the country, you don't know who the hell they are. And the open border,
true.
huh?
And I know a lot of people say, well, I have nothing against the Hispanics. But at the end of the day, as a black man, we're going down because of how many people came in. I am not against undocumented people, but please slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. That's all.
You think Kamala Harris would have got that under control?
She wanted to get under control, but the bill they had before with
the one that Trump shot down, the one that Trump had Congress shoot down
because he didn't want it to look good. That was a good one, and it was hard. The Democrats didn't want it. But
his bill still allowed thousands of people to come in. Trump is doing is Trump has made it almost zero. Trump has pretty much knocked it down to zero.
It wasn't perfect, but you said it. You already said it before. You said now they're scared.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going over there because if I come over here, I know I'm going right back to a shithole.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, please, I don't Democrat, Republican, and I told you before, we're not separate at all. We're all trying to get the same thing, but going for some dumb shit. At the end of the day, people who's making money are making more money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, but
and people who are struggling are making less.
And that doesn't make sense. Right now, who is? I think Elon is getting close to a
$1 trillion. Yeah, that's insane. That is.
What does that make sense to us? And we saying, oh, well, he went out there. What are you talking about? Yeah. What about us? Why can't we get paid what we're worth? As American, we're worth more than what we're getting.
You want capitalism. That's what it is. I got to move it on, but that's what capitalism involves.
And again, I respect you, and Grandma, you're good, but goddamn, nobody's sucking nothing, man.
Brandon, that was fucking hilarious. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. That was a good laugh. Oh my God, he had me in tears with that. Nobody's sucking dick. Oh my God. Anyway, looking in the comments, a trillionaire getting welfare says for a great yikes. As a war goes on, unemployment will start to get higher. And I see some comments I wanted to respond in, but I didn't get to. Some of my MAGA viewers are going off in the comments. I wanted to respond to some of their stuff. Cults believe that men should compete in women's sports. This is what I'm talking about. The Trump side of the aisle is really hardcore anti-trans. You would think every women's sports out there had a male player or a man trying to dominate and play on the team. I mean, think about how many, just about every school, certainly every high school, but even a lot of elementary schools, just about every school the kids have sport teams, volleyball, soccer, basketball, football. I mean, I don't know about football, but a lot of these sports have women's teams. How many girls amongst the children in America? How many schools amongst all the thousands, tens of thousands of schools in America are dealing with this issue? I mean, it's way under 1%. It's way under 1%. Yet conversations from MAGA talking about this stuff, you can register that 5, 10, 20% of their conversations. It's amazing at how much this comes up, considering how far down in the weeds it is. You got a better chance of damn near finding a stainless steel penny from the, during World War II when they stopped using copper because they needed it for bullets. I mean, this transgender stuff is exceptionally rare, that children are playing against biological males in sports. It's exceptionally rare. And it's constantly coming up with the right, to the point where you would think it's happening. You would think it's happening everywhere. They're all over it. Like, man, this is why I keep saying, it's like, man, you guys really hate transgender people. No, we don't hate them. Then why do you keep talking about this? It ain't happening to nobody. Why is it coming up? And I agree with you, Big App. It is an easy win. It is an easy win, because I know plenty of Democrats that are not fans of the transgender community. It is an easy win, but it's also exaggerated, and it could lead to criminality and violence amongst this group, because you're not just complaining about them playing in women's sports. You're painting a picture of them being not only violent, because you're saying that they want to box against women or do things that are going to hurt the girls in sports. You're also painting them out to be pedophiles. That's the whole claim. I don't want them going into the wrong bathroom because they're going to somehow, some way abuse children. I mean, it's hate. You're putting them in a light for stuff that they're not doing. I mean, how often do you look? There's a lot of pedophilia in America. We can go outside of the Epstein list, and we can talk. There's a lot of kids that get violent in this country. How often do you hear it being perpetrated by a transgender person? It's extremely rare. See, you want to talk about men, white males. You think about how many white males you hear about violating the innocence of a child compared to transgender. I mean, you got to use exponents. You can't even just multiply. Well, 10 times more white men do it than trans. No, you got to use exponents to get your answer. The little small numbers you put up there. It's insanely. But these are the guys that are complaining about the trans abusing kids. It just virtually doesn't even happen. I don't even know why they get this rap like this. I don't know why they get this. The trans are getting this rap that they're abusing kids and all this shit. It's just fabricated. Looking in the comments, Democrats are winning in deep red states. Most of the elections right now are favorable to Democrats. I mean, it just is right now, because a lot of things Trump is doing is not as popular. Many girls have been raped by men pretending to be women. Well, that ain't got nothing to do with the trans community. Nothing to do with them at all. You could outlaw transgender entirely, and that will still be happening. That ain't got you blaming that on them. That ain't got nothing to do with them. I like women playing volleyball, but America don't support it on a professional level, so I have to wait every 4 years to see it on television. All right. The most people who sexually abuse kids are people who work in the schools. Yeah, in fact, that's a good point. Like, even females, by the way, it's amazing at how many female teachers sleep with their students. I started posting them because I do other social media content, and that's something it's amazing at how many female teachers, usually 40 and under. So a lot of them are attractive. Like, damn, where you can't find a regular dude. A lot of female teachers, generally under 40, sleep with their students. Way more so than anything coming from the transgender community. Way more. And you don't hear the right saying nothing about that at all. They are far more dangerous to your kids than the trans community. Just a regular teacher that's in class every day, far more dangerous than the transgender community. That's why I keep suggesting that the outrage toward trans is just based on hate. It's just based on solid hate, because they're getting a rap for stuff that they're not doing, and the people that are doing it are not even getting as much flack from the right when they're actually committing the crimes. So I keep saying it's just hate. It's just hate. If you really cared about children getting abused, being harmed, you wouldn't be focusing that much on trans. You would be focusing on all those groups that actually are doing it. But you're going after the trans. That's hate. That's just pure hate. Trying to pin some shit on them when the people that are doing it, you're ignoring it. It's a good chance that a hell of a lot of the people that are speaking out against trans, allegedly abusing kids, are part of the crowd that's actually doing it. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I see in the comments, KG says selective outrage. I think it's hate. When you start accusing people of doing shit they're not doing, I think it's hate. How can you support this awful regime? Everything is way worse. Who's supporting what? How many trans people in the Epstein files? Zero. That's the point I'm making. So I think it's a look. I always say it like this. If we're talking about, I always use the example of Ford automobiles. Every time we talk about Fords, your comments are negative. It's going to lead me to believe you don't like Ford cars. Anytime you hear the right talking about trans, it's a negative conversation. Same thing about immigrants. Yeah. Same thing about immigrants. Every time you hear them talking about immigrants or trans, it's a negative conversation. That leads me to believe you don't like them. You can't find one immigrant that served in the military and saved some lives or pulled a cat out of a tree. It's all negative. Leads me to believe you hate them. So it is what it is. Anyhow, folks, you guys know what it is. I got to do what I got to do. I appreciate the 127,000. We didn't quite reach the hat mustache goal, but I thank you guys that did help your boy out. If you enjoyed civilized dialogue from all sides of the aisle without anybody being blocked, banned, or censored, thank you, King Finn. Feel free to follow the program. If you're watching us on TikTok, Substack, or Instagram. Thank you, Mike. Nevertheless, I do got to step away. Mike, I didn't mean to miss you, but I got a situation I got to step away from, so I got to go. Thank you folks that are supporting the program. I appreciate it. I'm out.